ghost of Fisher and Todd right here.
Wow.
You're drinking?
We're the ghost holding it's a kissing mug.
Oh. Why does that have anything to do with Brick House?
Oh, I don't know. It just reminds me of that era. That era of that morning show.
You know, I have the same measurements in there, they're just reversed.
I like that.
I'm 24, 36, 24.
I like that song because it's so respectful of women.
Yeah.
It's a very respectful.
It says right in there, she's mighty, mighty.
Yeah.
She's
Okay.
letting it all hang out.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what Lionel Richie is built like. To turn it back on its.
I don't even know.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
At one time, he was. Yeah.
Yeah,
These days, I don't know.
He was never a handsome man.
I think Lionel is in good shape.
Look at him now.
You want me to look up a current?
He may be in good shape, but he's never been a handsome man.
You want? Well, that's true. But look at him in his dancing on the ceiling days. I imagine he was pretty fit.
If a man can dance on the ceiling,
Exactly.
He's got to be fit.
Mm-hmm.
So there were. So I know why you played it, but we could have done a Chet Atkins song.
I wasn't thinking. I just went, okay, there it is.
Chet Atkins' birthday, Brian Wilson's birthday today.
Oh, okay.
The Beach Boys, and Michael Anthony's birthday from Van Halen.
Oh, now see, I could have done that.
No, Brick House was a good choice.
And John Taylor's birthday today.
I think we could do that for
Dran Dran.
We could do that for Potty Break.
Potty break?
Do we have to?
Yes.
Why?
Because I never get to hear Duran Duran anymore.
No, never.
And this is an opportunity.
No,
listen.
Never. I think we've played them twice at least since the beginning of this year. At least.
You want to draw that demographic. Women of a certain age.
Right here.
You play Duran Duran.
Yeah.
Right here.
Who do you get when you play Brick House?
Don't know.
Like right here.
The sexy people. That's who you get when you play Brick House. The sexy people.
You get Fisher and Todd.
By the way, Lionel Richie is 70 today.
He was good. He was good. Well, the Commodores were good.
I love the Commodores.
I never cared for Lionel after.
I like
after
Lionel
that.
too.
On Beat Gina today, Lionel Richie trivia.
Oh, this is dangerous because I know a lot about.
And it's not Commodore's trivia. It's Lionel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our very own Todd Newcomb, not only is he the program director of this station, he's also the program director of the 80s station.
By the way, when you say our very own, would you leave me out of that? I don't.
He's not yours?
I don't own him in any way, shape, or form. I hired him and got him into radio, but that's as far as it goes.
The Rewind station, and we had a meeting on Monday, and he actually said, "Gina, guess what I just got? Lionel Richie's greatest hits." So we can put some more of that on.
So
the
you can tell so that you can see that the hippest people are programming X96. The hippest people.
I think you need the title assistant program director.
I would love that.
To Rewind. Or consultant at least.
Yeah, I'm
to add to your cred
Yeah.
of being one of the hippest people on X96.
I have cred.
Yeah, I've never
Or
seen
crud.
it. I've never seen it. I've just heard about it.
I have crud, actually. That's what I.
Well, I guess we ought to.
So this is where it went off the rails yesterday, Carrie. Right here.
Right here already?
Right here.
Right here.
Because
Gina said,
Bill thought we should have done call-ins right here, and he screwed me up.
Oh,
I'm like, no, we do that in the next break. No, we missed it. We're too late.
I said we ought to officially begin the show.
We don't do that right here.
And you said, yeah, and then you led me into a commercial right there.
Because we do it in the next break.
I know. I wasn't going to do the commercial. I said, Gina, we're not going to.
It's written down right
I
here.
know.
It's
On
this piece of
I
paper.
know.
I know.
I'm just saying, right at this moment is where it went off the rails.
I said, well, we ought to officially begin the show. And you said, well, then tell them about Snowbird or whatever it was. And no, what? Huh?
And then I righted the ship for a time.
She put a steady hand on the tiller until she got tired.
And then Carrie called, and then I got flustered because I knew he was listening.
I called you at 9.
I know.
The show was well over by then.
Yeah. Nobody cared by then.
Okay, good. Well,
no, that was a learning experience for me. I was out driving at 9. I have not driven on the freeways at 9. And there are people out there.
Yeah.
And lots of them.
Traffic jams.
And I'm wondering if maybe we should do traffic, at least one break in the 9 o'clock hour.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, I think we do normally if it seems called for, but we should make sure we check. And see.
We'll talk about it.
Anyway, let's officially begin the show. We'll try and garner your check-ins at 877-602-9696. You want to call in, check in with us, let us know that you're ready for a show, that you know that the ship will be steered with a steady hand because Carrie's hand is back on the tiller.
Be the rudder, Gina. Be the rudder.
Okay.
And I'll be the wind beneath your wings.
Great.
877-602-9696. Call, check in, tell us, how about in 3 words or less, what are you worried about?
Ooh.
What are you worried about? Huh? What are you worried about?
I need more than 3 words.
That's
Lots
the
of
challenge.
worries.
That's the challenge.
3 words or less. What you worried about?
All right, we'll get to it coming up. 877-602-9696.
Technology.
Okay, is it time to officially now begin the Radio from Hell show?
Yes.
All right, what time is it?
Well, the time is 6:20.
6:20, and we'll do your check-ins at 877-602-9696. If you have a mind to call us and let us know you're out there and ready for a show, and tell us in 3 words or less, what are you worried about? Huh?
Starting the show brought to you by Health Insurance should be personal with doctors you know and trust in your neighborhood. That's what you get with University of Utah Health Plans. Go with a name you trust. People you know choose you.
The moon is a waning gibbous moon, 90.3% of full. The moon will set today at 8:56 a.m., today being Thursday. It's the 20th day of June in the year of our Lord 2019. And this is the morning show that brushes off the prospect of war with Iran. We're the morning show that says, there's nothing to worry about. We'll see what happens, but I would say if I were you, just don't worry about a thing. We are the Radio from Hell show. The Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. Man, we're the Ayatollahs of morning radio.
Really?
Well, yeah, because we're not worried about Iran. We're the mullahs, the Ayatollahs of morning radio.
Supreme leaders?
The supreme leaders. Katie, for short, is helping produce the show, and Parker, not helping produce the show. She is producing the show. She is
look
helping.
at her producing.
She is
She's
helping.
not helping anybody.
She's helping us.
Oh, that's true.
She's helping us, Gina. She is helping by producing the Radio from
We've
Hell
been
show.
extra barky with Katie lately, and she just
Barky?
yeah, just we need this and that and these, and she's yeah.
Oh, you mean we've been doing our jobs and having her do
I'm saying
her job?
she rises to the occasion. That's all I'm saying.
Who's been barking at her?
You, me,
No.
there's been barking.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We're going to do check-ins here, and they're brought to you by Snowbird. There's no off-season. They're opening for the summer, Saturday, June 15th. Go to snowbird.com and book your stay. See you at the Bird.
I mean, yeah, I may say, would you do this, please? Not, hey, honey, would you mind? I don't want to put you out. I just say, hey, I need this. That's just what we do.
You could still
It's our
say,
job.
please,
Katie, do I treat you badly? No, not at all.
like she's going to tell you.
She might. She might. Would you tell me? Yeah, she would.
Hey, Katie, his back is turned right now. You can tell us.
All right, 877-602-9696. I don't know, maybe people are too worried to check in.
be.
Daddy Tom's checked in already.
Oh, yeah?
Morning, Pop.
What's he worried about?
I don't know. He just says he's checking in. I don't think he has no worries.
He's worried about getting out of bed.
Yeah,
That's what I got to figure that out.
he'll figure it out.
Yeah, I know he will. 877-602-9696. What are you worried about?
We got some texters.
Okay,
Tim the Tree Guy, out of my control.
that's worrisome.
Kerry the Coordinator, Trump reelected. Oh,
Yeah, that's one of mine.
not with that attitude. Gilead becomes reality.
Yeah, that's one of mine too.
There is no balm in Gilead.
Facing my boss. I just filed a sexual harassment case against him.
Oh, we're with you. We're behind you. You got this. That's hard.
Yeah. Order 66.
What?
That means all the Jedi are to be exterminated.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Poop farts.
You're really worried about that?
Listen,
You're
Oh,
really worried
I do.
about
I worry
that.
about
Here's
that
a-
occasionally.
Here's one. Your show gone. Well, we'll be addressing that at about 8:45.
Yeah, you keep listening at 8:45. We'll tell you what the future may be. My mother always used to say the biggest surprise in the world, going back to poop farts. The biggest surprise in the world, a fart with a lump in it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest surprise
Biggest
in the
surprise
world.
is something you're not expecting, and then all of a sudden, uh-oh.
Here's a good one. What's for lunch?
Well, that shouldn't worry you. That's a fun thing to think about.
Maybe
What's
it does
for-
worry you. I don't know.
Well, Michael's on line one.
All right, let's go to Michael.
Michael, thanks for calling 877-602-9696 to check in with the Radio from Hell show.
Michael, let me.
And thanks for telling us in 3 words or less. Michael, what are you worried about?
Worried about finals.
Oh,
Finals.
no.
It's a weird time of year for finals. Shouldn't you be done?
No, I'm in a year-round program.
Okay.
So you have to take finals today?
I do. I have 3 finals today.
Oh.
You feel ill-prepared?
I'm fair to middling.
Do you want us to quiz you on anything?
What's the subject? What do you get? What are you trying to get what are you doing finals in?
I'm in a vet tech program.
A what?
Vet tech.
Oh, vet tech.
Oh, Vet Tech Pro. All right. Let's say that Gina comes in and she has worms.
Correct.
I have
Parental
worms?
is
No,
the
I mean-
answer for all worms.
Yeah. No, I mean your
My
your
dog,
Your-
Riley.
your
Riley
dog
has worms. What do I
worms.
do?
What do you do? What would you do?
Parental is the answer for like all worms.
I
The
see.
answer for all.
Okay.
Yep.
That was easy.
Sounds to me like you're going to do just fine. How much would you charge me for a cat that swallowed something that it shouldn't and needed its stomach cut open to have that thing removed?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the right answer again. It sounds
Yep.
like you'll do just fine, Michael.
Thank you.
All right, see you.
All right. Thank you, Michael. Being alone forever.
Oh, jeez.
Here's interesting. I need more info on this. Blackmail and extortion.
Blackmail and extortion. Well,
You're worried about that happening to you, or
that's
you?
apparently the case. I mean, I don't worry if it's going to happen to somebody else. Blackmail away. I don't care.
Brian, the wine guy. Enough to retire?
Mm-hmm.
Question mark.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's always more than you think you need.
Yeah. Most of these are very depressing. I will say that.
Well, it's their worries.
Future living situation, Nicole. Corporate merger stress.
Yeah, that can be very stressful.
Anti-democracy America. Oh, Stephanie has the best one.
Yeah,
We need weed.
we need weed. So you're worried because we don't have it yet.
I guess.
Yeah.
And finally, this one. Being severely constipated.
Mm.
All right.
Severely.
Severely.
Speaking of severely, we have some severe traffic this morning. West Temple remains closed right now between Fremont and Meade Avenue due to an apartment fire. This is like 11th South is where this is. Now, no residents were harmed in the fire, but I guess 2 firefighters were injured by falling tiles. So stay away from that area. Also, crash northbound Bangor Highway 21st South. Several cars are on the right shoulder and a couple more are blocking the left lane. Traffic is backing to 24th South. The Blocks is downtown Salt Lake. There are more than 80 events every month. For a full listing of performing and visual arts events, visit theblockslc.com.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break. We will be back. Big boy news next. Geek news as well. And at 7 o'clock, Beat Gina. It's very easy Lionel Richie trivia,
For a Fat Cats gift card.
which is nice.
Yeah.
But you've got to have a prize to give her if she beats you. That's how the game works. Stand by.
When Carrie Billings
6:35.
Time for some news.
Let's do some news. Brought to you by.
Gina's forgotten where she is momentarily.
No, I haven't. I'm right here. I'm good. And Jiffy Lube is good. Jiffy Lube Multicare gets services on brakes, batteries, spark plugs, and more. Jiffy Lube. You can do more in a jiffy. JiffyLubeUtah.com to buy oil changes online and save big.
You know, it's too bad that when you are in the public eye, things like this appear in the news. But in April of 2018, Dan Reynolds, Imagine Dragons, and his wife, Asia Volkman, announced that they were splitting up after 7 years. However, their divorce was never finalized, and they reconciled in January of this year. Now, as the couple prepares to welcome their fourth child, a boy, this fall, Dan Reynolds says in People magazine that he and Aja are trying to make things work. I walked into relationships with this false notion that it's not all perfect, and there's arguments, and then maybe you're not with the right person, and that's just not the way it works, Reynolds said. We've been going through marriage counseling.
Good for them.
And putting in a lot of work to keep our family going. Regarding their separation, Reynolds said, fortunately for us, we worked through it. If that hadn't been the case for us, there's many people before us who paved that route and still raised great kids together or got on to be friends or whatever it is. Relationships are complex, but they're expecting a new child who will join daughters Arrow and twins Gia and Coco. I think we're pretty overwhelmed to have 4 kids, but we're excited. So
I think they can afford it.
And Jennifer Aniston says she's too busy to date. I mean, I'm open to it if something comes up, but I'm too busy, for heck's sakes. I guess she has a new Netflix comedy. It's called Murder Mystery.
Yeah, with Adam Sandler.
With Adam Sandler.
Is it a movie or a series?
It's
movie?
it says
It's a movie.
Netflix comedy. Yeah, I guess it's a no.
No?
Oh, and she has an Apple TV series called The Morning Show coming up as well. State Senator Dan McKay here in Utah, Riverton, Republican. I don't need to say Republican, do I? Announced at a rally on Wednesday that he'll sponsor a bill banning almost all abortions in Utah. The bill planned for the 2020 general legislative session might have a triggering mechanism so that it would go into effect if the Supreme Court allows a similar law in another state. The idea that we're still involved in this kind of barbaric practice, to me, is shocking, McKay said. The bill would ban all elective abortions in Utah.
That makes it sound like plastic surgery. Elected. I think I want an abortion.
I was thinking about it. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to get me an abortion. Everybody's getting them. I think I'll get one too.
And basically, I'm going to paraphrase, and I hope Bill reads the exact quote, but he's basically saying, ladies, suck it up. Walk it off.
That's what he's saying.
Suck it up.
Yeah, he says the idea that we're still involved in the barbaric practice to me is shocking. There is no other comment from him.
No, well, he said something like, I know sometimes it's inconvenient to be pregnant, but sorry, you're just going to have to be pregnant, is basically what he said.
Utah will charge some vehicles for every mile driven on the road. The Utah Department of Transportation is launching a program next year that will charge drivers for every mile they use on the roads. That is, if you're driving an electric or a hybrid car. Utah would be the first state that actually does it. Many programs have been discussed in other states. Utah is implementing a road use charge to address declining tax revenues, which pay for road construction and repairs. The idea being, you don't pay gas tax if you're driving an electric car,
right,
and the gas tax is what is used to fix the road that you're driving on. So you're not contributing to fixing the roads that you use. So there has to be a mechanism, and I guess it makes sense. It makes sense, and it's not a huge amount of money.
Or we restructure the tax code where that road money comes from another tax, not the gas tax. You could do that for everybody.
Yeah, that'd be pretty difficult. I mean, it makes sense to have it be a user fee. What part of the problem is, though, I don't believe that, and I should check this before I say it, but I don't believe that the big trucking companies, I'm not sure what percentage they pay to keeping the roads nice. We need to check on that. Well, the commander of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps says Iran shot down a U.S. drone to send a clear message to America. In a speech carried live on Iranian state television, General Hossein Salami said Iran, it's hard to take him seriously, I'm sorry, General Salami, but he says that we don't have any intention for war with any country, but we are ready for war. That's the message we're sending. Iran says it shot down the drone, reported to be a RQ-4 Global Hawk, for violating Iranian airspace near the Strait of Hormuz. The United States says the drone was in international airspace over the Strait of Hormuz. The Hawk drone is the largest drone in the U.S. inventory, described in an Air Force fact sheet as a high-altitude, long-endurance, remotely piloted aircraft capable of flying more than 30 hours at a stretch. The Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, says the attack is provocative, and there are increased tensions with Iran.
Who provoked who?
But President Trump does not want to go to war with Iran. We will continue to communicate that message while doing the things that are necessary to protect American interests in the region.
We provoked them when we withdrew from the agreement we had.
Now, this is coming at a bad time because we don't have a Secretary of Defense right now.
Oh, this is a good story.
Yeah, the Secretary of Defense, his name escapes me at this moment.
Shanahan?
Shanahan, yeah. He said he was acting Secretary of Defense. Had not been confirmed.
Nope.
But he was a man of some. He knew what the job was. Let me put it
That's
that
the
way.
most basic of.
He knew what the job
Okay.
was. He knew he has experience. But he said, I'm withdrawing my name because of some domestic abuse issues in the past that these are coming up, and he's not denying any of them, and it's behind him. But he says it's not good for my children to have all this aired in public.
It's not good for your children who attacked their mother with a baseball bat. That's not good for your children.
He said it's not good for my family. I need to be a father. I need to be
Okay.
Well, he's got to stay home and hide the baseball bats.
I don't know the details, so I can't.
I do.
I know. Well, but I think his son who did that has some mental problems. He has mental problems, and that's what he's saying. I need to, you don't just abandon him. He did that, but he says, I can't abandon him. He's my son. I have to take care of him. And
He's
that's-
away at college on a baseball scholarship that Shanahan fought for him to get. You can't put him in jail for hitting his mom with a baseball bat. He's getting a baseball. This is the story.
He was
He's-
practicing.
He's getting a baseball
I didn't know that.
scholarship. You can't put him in jail for this. This will ruin. And he got him out of it.
Well, at any rate, he's not going to be Secretary of Defense. The acting Secretary of Defense now,
As
his
most,
name?
As
Mark-
most of this administration's
Yeah.
people are acting.
the guy they're asking to step in is Mark Esper, who Elizabeth Warren points out, Trump's new acting Department of Defense Secretary is a former Raytheon lobbyist.
Oh, boy.
Who wouldn't fully commit to recusing himself on matters related to his former employer when I questioned him 19 months ago about that.
What's Raytheon?
Yeah, the big military defense contract.
Oh, yeah.
Huge. They build all kinds of weapon systems.
They make money from war.
Yeah. And so let's put him in as secretary. This I don't understand. If you say to a Trump supporter, how is this draining any swamp? This is adding to the swamp. It's not draining it at all.
Well, they're businessmen. They'll come in and run it like a business.
I don't get it. There was a Senate panel, and this is long overdue, looking into missing, slain indigenous women. Lawmakers pressed the Trump administration on Wednesday to respond with urgency in addressing violence against Native American women and children after they say two officials arrived at a key U.S. Senate hearing unprepared to take concrete positions on a slate of legislation. The U.S. Senate Committee on Indian Affairs held the hearing in Washington to review 5 bipartisan measures aimed at tackling domestic violence, homicides, and disappearance on tribal lands. Remember, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and there are stories, and this was happening in Alaska, and nobody paid any attention to it, or very little attention to it. Indigenous women going missing all the time in the hundreds of people. And then you look at it all around the country, hundreds and perhaps thousands of women and children, indigenous women and children, who've just gone off off
Gone
the grid.
missing, yeah.
Gone missing. Many of them they know have been murdered, and then many of them they just don't know what they presume that they've been murdered. So it's a horrible, huge problem, and this Senate panel is going to look at it. But the administration officials who came to review it, they had really no idea what to do about it. It's really just awful. Although I'm happy to report, and this is the last story, and then we can go to Geek News.
Oh, okay.
Are you good there?
Yeah.
I'm happy to report, or maybe I'm not happy to report, that a new poll finds nearly 40% of young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 have not used any deodorant at all within the past month. About 30% of adults between the ages of 25 and 34 said the same thing. I haven't used any deodorant in over a month.
Why?
Well, they don't know. We don't know why young people are not using deodorant, but it appears it's not because they don't care about hygiene. The poll found that young adults wash their hair just as often as their parents' generation did, but when it comes to deodorant,
They're just not using it.
we don't.
Parker, did you
We
put deodorant on this morning? Okay, Parker did.
How about you, Katie?
Okay.
All right.
Well, I guess I should start then. All right, that's it. Sports, weather, traffic.
Brought to you by Hoops Vision. They want to help you focus on the new year with LASIK. Call 877-30-LASIK or hoopsvision.com. Well, some doings in the Jazz yesterday.
What happened?
Well, we're getting this guy whose name is Mike Conley.
Okay.
And
Is he a basketball player?
He is a basketball player.
Okay.
He's apparently good at shooting. He's a shooter. He's
From where? New Orleans?
Memphis.
Memphis.
And he tweeted yesterday, God bless him, nobody knows where Utah is. Nobody knows what we are.
Oh, it's true.
That we're a thing.
Yeah,
No,
that
it's
is
absolutely true.
He said,
No, we have been in cities where people have said, "Now let me see Utah."
Yeah.
Is
I went
that next to you know?
I went to graduate school back east, and and I was there for 3 years in Pennsylvania, and I had to always explain to
Yeah.
people, no, it's right next to California, isn't it?
so Mike Conley tweeted this yesterday. We're going to give him a pass because we're excited about having him. But he said, what more can I say about my city? You guys made me the man I am today. Memphis is home always. Time for another chapter. Excited to give all I have to the Jazz and the city of Utah.
City
Jazz in the city of Utah.
of Utah.
And it's
It's because it's the Utah Jazz and all the other teams.
because
are-
he's the Memphis Grizzlies and
Cities,
it's the LA,
No,
and the thing and the...
yeah.
Yeah, the city of Minnesota.
So bless his heart. He quickly retweeted and corrected it. But we're losing Jay Crowder, Grayson Allen, and Kyle Korver, and maybe Ricky Rubio.
He's gone.
I mean, maybe there's a chance he could stay,
He's gone.
but I will be sad for no Ricky Rubio. Weather, we'll have nice warm today. It'll start to be breezy this afternoon, and that's blowing in this cold front. Tomorrow morning, this time tomorrow, it's going to be like 48 degrees. So enjoy the warm weather today. Geek News on the Radio brought to you by wondering what to get your day
Didn't
at.
do traffic.
I can do that.
You should do some
All
traffic.
right, I'll do some traffic.
She's not here today.
Crash I-15 southbound just before Hillfield Road in Layton. There's debris across several lanes of travel from the collision. Couple of separate accidents on Bangor Highway 21st South. Several cars involved. Looks like there was an accident and then maybe another one happened from people rubbernecking watching the first accident. And West Temple remains closed right now between Fremont and Meade Avenue due to an apartment fire. That's about 11th South in Salt Lake. That's traffic.
All right.
Geek News on the Radio brought to you by wondering what to get your gay dad for graduating with a master's degree. Come to Cabin Fever. Selection of games, toys, lunchboxes, duckies, Trolley Square, Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
All right. So, if you could, next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend,
Yeah.
could you give Disney $50 million? Could you see...
Like me personally?
Well, I mean,
Why
as,
would I?
as a nation.
Oh,
Why would
Could
we?
you do that?
They don't
Okay.
need it.
They don't need it. It's just so that they can say that they beat Avatar.
yes. How can I help?
Well, that's the thing.
Let me help because I would love to get rid of that.
they're making it easy for you to do.
Yeah, they're going to do it
Okay.
next weekend. Avengers Endgame. It's just $50 million away from toppling Avatar's domestic box office record. Because right now, Avatar is the biggest money-making film in history.
Yeah.
And
I would much rather it be Endgame.
I think we all would. But so they're going to re-release Endgame into theaters next weekend. And here's what Kevin Feige said. This is not an extended cut, but there will be a version going into theaters with a few things.
Few things added.
A few things added.
An extra reason to go see it again.
Yeah, a few new things at the end of the movie. If you stay and watch the movie after the credits, there'll be a deleted scene.
It'll be Walt Disney saying, "And thanks for helping us beat Avatar."
There'll be a deleted scene, a little tribute,
Okay.
and a few surprises.
I-
Says we'll know. I'll tell you more next week, but just know that we're going to do that.
I will be happy to help.
They're going to announce that they finally found a role for Keanu Reeves, right?
Actually, they approached Keanu.
He said
For every movie.
He said almost every one of the Marvel movies
Yeah.
we've asked, God said,
How about this
something
one?
that'll work, and they've just never found
and
something.
they've never been able to make him go, yeah, I could do that. So yeah, there you go. Monopoly.
I know, the game?
Yeah, you like playing Monopoly,
Sure.
I
right?
used to like it a lot.
Okay. Beginning July 1st is when this arrives. For $30, which is about $10 more than your basic game of Monopoly,
Okay.
you're getting Monopoly Voice Banking, featuring the voice of rich Uncle Pennybags, Mr. Monopoly.
Yeah.
Now, it's like an Alexa. It's kind of like one of those dots,
Okay.
but it doesn't need your Wi-Fi, and it won't recognize your voice.
What does it do?
It does the transactions for you. That's the thing about this game, is that it does not come with Monopoly money.
Okay.
And you
I get
You
it.
press the
Yeah,
buttons.
I see how it
It
works.
keeps track
and
of
it
everything.
keeps track.
So people
Track of
can't
everybody's.
cheat.
Yeah.
Well, it's just easier than having all that funny money around.
Okay, so it can't tell different voices apart, but it will you can make verbal requests like buy Boardwalk or build a hotel.
I'm sorry, you don't have the funds.
That's what he'll tell you.
Oh.
See? And this is kind of a fun and interesting way to get you to buy another version of Monopoly.
It's kind of interesting. Your bank account is dangerously low.
But see,
Yeah.
part of Monopoly was teaching kids how to
Count money.
Yeah. This is going to do it
they,
for you.
Yeah, but they don't need to know that anymore.
Well, like I was going to say, like telling time,
Yeah.
we're moving toward not handling money anymore.
Yeah.
I try not to handle cash at all.
Ooh, it's dirty.
You don't want it, really.
Yeah, that's
It's
the reason.
germy.
Let's see.
You know where that's been?
Certain select film critics have screened the new Spider-Man movie already, Spider-Man Far From Home. And 95% of them just say it's terrific
Okay, good.
and that you're going to love it and that it's funny. It's a funny Spider-Man.
Yeah, I looked that preview looked pretty funny.
So enjoy that. And finally, this. So, okay, we're getting into some DC deep water here. Superman from the planet Krypton.
Okay.
Right.
There's a TV series on the Sci-Fi Channel called Krypton,
Okay.
I know.
which, everybody was clamoring for the adventures and politics of Superman's great-grandfather.
Everyone was clamoring.
Everyone wanted this.
Sure, everybody wanted to know.
We're like,
about it.
I wonder what his wonder what his grandfather was like. There you go. There's the show. Well, they're into season 2 now, and there is a DC Comics character which is kind of a fanboy favorite named Lobo. I've told you about Lobo
Yes.
before, and he is a bounty hunter and all that. Well, he is going to be guesting on season 2 of Krypton.
Okay.
Warner Brothers so happy with the way that they did it, already has greenlit his own show.
Okay.
The Lobo Show.
You're getting a Lobo TV series.
Is it a sit-down talk show?
That would be interesting.
Hi, I'm Lobo. My next guest.
Lobo is from the peaceful planet of Zarnia. He was born a devil in the midst of utopia. Loosely translated from his native language, his name means he who devours your entrails and thoroughly enjoys it. As a teenager, Lobo single-handedly slaughtered his entire civilization, becoming the last of his race.
So he's a bad guy.
No, they deserved it.
Now the
They had it coming.
Now the mercenary roams the universe on his motorcycle. Yes, it's a space motorcycle.
Yay, space motorcycle.
Getting paid for what he loves most, murder and mayhem. And that's a TV show.
That'll be a good one.
I think you'll like that.
Sure.
Fun for the whole family. All right, there you go. A little bit of geek news. Now, Beat Gina begins here momentarily. 877-602-9696. Line up now to Beat Gina. It's it's easy Lionel Richie trivia.
But you could win Fat Cat's gift card. But what could I win? I would like to know. 877-602-9696. Crash northbound SR 36 at Mills Junction in Tooele. Right shoulder is blocked, adding to some delays that are already in place there. Crash I-15 southbound just before Hillfield Road in Layton. Debris is across several lanes of travel due to that. Couple of accidents northbound Bangor Highway 21st south. Traffic backing to 24th. And I haven't heard yet about the fire, if they've reopened West Temple between Fremont and Meade Avenue. This is about 11th South, but probably still closed due to that apartment fire. If you see something and want to share it with friends of the program and you're not actually driving, you can text it to us, 33986.
All right, 877-602-9696. Line up now to play Beat Gina. We're going to do that right after these messages. Snowbird.
Yeah, you know what's fun for the whole family is Snowbird Ski and Summer Resort. Ski and Summer Resort. There's no closing that place. They're open all year round at Snowbird, and no off season. Now, Snowbird is open every day, 11 to 8, with the outdoor fun activities, the alpine slide.
The mountain coaster.
The vertical drop, all of that. And free outdoor movies start this weekend.
That's good.
And concerts start this weekend as well, and that goes throughout the summer on the Plaza Deck. So this Friday, tomorrow, the family movie series begins with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yay!
And then on Saturday, June 22nd, a free concert from 6 to 9 p.m. featuring John Paul White. You can go to snowbird.com for a complete listing of the movies and also the featured bands throughout the summer, and also to get a stay and play package at Snowbird or a discounted all-day activities pass. For all of that, you need to go to snowbird.com.
You have one more opening to play Beat Gina. 877-602-9696. You better call quickly.
And now, it's time to play the game that everyone wants to play. It's Beat Gina. And Beat Gina is brought to you today by Rick at Vintage Lending. When it comes to mortgage lending, call Rick at Vintage Lending. Where else you gotta go? 16 years experience. Call Rick, 801-809-SAVE, or click loansbyrick.com. And one lucky contestant today will win a Fat Cats gift card. And now, here he is, fresh from his dressing room, where every wardrobe assistant says he's easy to work with, and every makeup artist says he doesn't need our help, he's naturally TV ready.
Wow.
The host with the most,
Wow.
Carrie Jack Jackson.
Oh, thank you, Johnny.
You're welcome, Carrie Jack Jackson.
Katie, have we put in the request for Johnny's raise? All right. Good. Good to hear. All right. So we're getting contestants lined up now for the game. This is how we pick our contestants. It depends on what they're offering Gina if she beats them at trivia. So here are your choices, Gina.
All right.
Line 1 is offering you a bottle of Moscato.
Ooh.
Yes.
Johnny likes that.
Johnny likes Moscato.
Line 2 is offering you 2 free oil changes, but they're in Riverdale, and you'll have to go up and get them in Riverdale.
Is that for your car?
Yeah.
No, it's my hair.
And line 3 is offering you a tumbler thermos cup that says, "You're awesome."
Oh, come on.
Is that what you're...
I want that.
That's where you're going?
Yes.
Okay. That means you'll be playing against Ken today. Hello, Ken. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Good
All
morning,
right.
everyone.
Good morning, kid.
So, a tumbler thermos cup that
Yes.
says you're awesome. All right.
You're awesome. True story, it says.
Oh, you're
True
awesome. True story.
story.
That makes it even better.
Where did you come by such a rare item, Ken?
My work gave it to me.
My work.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's where I get everything is my work.
Exactly. All right, Ken, it gives you the advantage in the game to go first. So let me toss a coin here with the coin toss app. You call it heads or tails.
Heads, please.
All right, let's see. It is tails. I'm sorry. Gina goes first.
Yes.
All right, so Ken, here's how it works. Gina gets first crack at the question. She answers it correctly. She gets the point. If she does not answer it correctly, you get a chance to answer it correctly and steal the point away from her. And then we'll go back and forth, and the first person to 3 wins. All right, here we go. Lionel Richie trivia, because it's his birthday today.
He's 70.
That's correct. 1 point for Gina.
Gina,
Yes.
what Kenny Rogers song did Lionel compose?
Okay.
Is it A, Lady, B, Ruby, or C, Lucille?
Lady.
That is correct.
It's
I'm your
one-
knight in shining armor, and I love you.
It's 1-0 for Gina, but Ken
All right,
is going
Ken.
to roar into the game.
Come on, Ken. Here we go. Ken, what movie theme song did Lionel duet with Diana Ross?
Oh, come on.
Let Ken answer the question. So, which movie theme song did Lionel duet with Diana Ross? Was it A, The Preacher's Love, B, Endless Love, or C, White Nights?
B as in boy.
Endless Love.
Ken knows his Richie. It's 1-1. Gina controls the question.
Gina,
Yeah.
which 80s disco hit?
Oh, come on!
Which 80s disco hit, known for its bad dancing and crazy clothing, was a U.S. #1 for 4 weeks in 1983? Was it A, All Night Long, B, Brick House, or C, Machine Gun?
In 81,
83.
83, Brick House.
Incorrect.
What?
You have a chance to steal, Ken. That is incorrect.
A as in alpha.
That's correct. All night long. It's 2-1 for Ken.
Oh,
and Ken
man.
controls the question. And I think he knows his Lionel Richie.
I think so.
It's your question, Ken.
Ken?
I don't.
Chance to win.
Come on, not with that attitude. Ken, which Lionel Richie song was featured on the game Grand Theft Auto?
Oh, geez.
Was it A, Just Go, B, Running with the Night, or C, Wandering Stranger?
Let's go with B.
B, Running with the Night?
That sounds wrong. Yeah.
Is that your answer?
Yes.
It is
It's
correct.
correct, and Ken
wow.
wins the game.
Wow.
Handily
Gina.
showing Gina the door.
Pretty impressive, Ken.
Way to go,
Did he
Ken.
show me the
Thank
door?
you.
I
And
thought...
Gina,
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring the tumbler for you because I love you guys.
Oh no, I didn't earn
no,
it. I
no.
lost.
She's not awesome, Ken.
All right.
Hang
I
on.
lost.
Hang on the
Johnny,
line.
do you want it, Johnny?
Well, I am awesome.
And you can drink your Moscato out of it.
I'll try that.
All right.
Yeah.
Ken, hang on the line.
line.
We're going to get your info
Thank you.
and tell you how to pick up your prize.
It was the disco thing that threw me because I don't think of All Night Long as a disco song.
Well,
It is.
it was in the discos. It was
Yes.
being played
Yes,
in
it
the
was.
discos.
All night long.
All right. You want to try another one? Just to...
Sure.
What weird item does Lionel collect?
I bet it's beard hair.
Is it A, microwaves, B, coffee mugs, or C, fireplaces?
Can you collect fireplaces?
Of course you can.
I'm going to say fireplaces.
You have a big enough house.
He collects fireplaces. I don't get it either, but there you go. All right.
I swore it was beard hair. I've got to go. I'll go
Oh.
find Bill.
We'll see you, Johnny.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
Multiple car crash southbound I-15 approaching the I-215 North interchange in North Salt Lake. The center lane and right shoulder are blocked, and Highway Patrol isn't even on the scene yet. Crash northbound SR36 Mills Junction in Tooele. Right shoulder is blocked, adding to delays that are already in place there. And still wondering about that earlier fire on West Temple. I haven't seen any updates on that. If you know and want to send it to us, 33986. Snowbird, there's no off season. They're opening for the summer. They already did. This is old copy. They're open. Go see them. Go stay there. Snowbird.com.
Are you sure you're here today?
Yeah, it was right copy earlier, but now it's the one that says it is opening.
All right.
All right, we've got Boners Round 1 coming up. Here are the candidates. Boner candidate number 1. Oh, that's how you found us. Boner candidate number 2, what should we use to put you out of your misery? And number 3, I was just doing my job.
All right. Boners round 1, big boy news, all coming up after these.
You know,
Ran Life.
Lionel Richie probably needs a good mortgage guy to build a house big enough for all those fireplaces.
All of them
Probably,
that he's
yeah.
collecting.
Yeah, so Lionel, if you're in town, I would suggest you contact Ran Life at 801-478-4500. I don't know if you're aware of this, Lionel, but the Utah economy is strong, and job growth is building fast. So
It's like a brick house.
It really is like a brick house. And Lionel, let me say this as well. If any of your kids need a job, there's work here. So why don't you move to Utah, get a mortgage from Ran Life, Mr. Ritchie. They're great people to work with. Maybe you want to do a refinance of your current mortgage if the interest rates are lower than what you currently have. Ran Life is also good for that. So give them a call, 801-478-4500. That's 478-4500. Or you can find out a lot of information. There's a mortgage calculator and other things at their website. It's ranlife.com.
Minutes to vote for round one of your boners, presenting to you right now 3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, funny human behavior. Boner means mistake. You will take them in, you'll listen to them, you will consider them thoughtfully. Like that. You'll put your finger and thumb on your chin and go, Which one of these 3 is the worst? Which one of these 3 deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day? Because see, if it wins here, it It's not boner of the day yet. It'll have to defeat the winner of round two's voting. We do this again at 8:20. 3 more candidates. Again, we take both winners and throw them into the Boner Dome. 9:20 this morning is when Boner Fight happens, and you will decide Boner of the Day. So right now you're picking the champion for round one. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive
I Can't Buy It, Gotta Win It Radio from Hell Boner t-shirt courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper check over before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Here's Boner candidate number 1. Oh, that's how you found us. A 35-year-old Pueblo woman, I'm assuming this is Colorado, and a 25-year-old Pueblo West man are suspected of breaking into the Loaf and Jug.
The Loaf and Jug.
Yeah. Police report notes that after breaking a front door window to gain access to the Loaf and Jug, the suspects left the store with cigarettes while leaving behind a trove of items taken into evidence, including clothing, phones, and most importantly, identification cards and 2 purses with contents. The burglary incident was also captured on the store's surveillance camera. Police were dispatched to a hotel. At the scene, an officer spoke with a clerk who informed him that she observed a male and a female party in a room that was not registered to anyone. After confronting the couple, the burglary suspects left the area, leaving $400 in damage. A bullet is believed to have been fired into a home in connection with all of this. But, what the big takeaway is that the 2 suspects at the Loaf and Jug left behind their ID.
Made it easy for them.
They were arrested handily.
both of them.
Yeah. They both left behind their IDs. Boner candidate number 1. Oh, that's how you found us. This is Boner candidate number 2. What should we use to put you out of your misery? Former student baseball players in an Alabama community college are accused of pulling a duck from a campus pond and beating it with a bat.
Oh, gee, why? No.
Following a party, Thomas Landon Grant and Jacob Fry allegedly beat the white Muscovy duck found on the campus of Central Alabama Community College before putting it in a bag at a nearby apartment. One of the pair allegedly then beat the duck further in an attempt to, quote, put it out of its misery before dumping the animal in a wooded area. A coach, who soon after learned of the May 5th incident, found the duck alive. It had to be euthanized, however. Mr. Grant, who was 19, was booked into the jail, and Mr. Fry, also 19, surrendered to police and was booked. They've both been charged with aggravated cruelty to animals. Boner candidate number 2. So what should we use to put you out of your misery?
Yeah.
Coming up in a moment, Boner candidate number 3. It's a good one. I was just doing my job.
All right, Boner candidate number 3 for round 1. Coming up after this, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Salt Lake e-bikes for sales and rentals of electronic bikes located east of Liberty Park on 7th East. Discover how fun e-biking can be. Browse online at saltlakeebikes.com.
Jeopardy champ James Holzhauer. After his historic run came to an end, the internet was flooded with conspiracy theories.
Oh, of course.
Conspiracy?
Stemming from his loss. But, people accused of cheating or that he wasn't a nice guy or that he was this or that. But he has reportedly made a donation in honor of Alex Trebek, who is battling stage 4 cancer. According to the Chicago Tribune, Holzhauer gave money to a woman from Napierville, Illinois, Ann Zediker, who is hosting a walk to raise money to fight pancreatic cancer. Zediker told the Chicago Tribune she became a huge fan of Holzhauer's after she saw a special moment on Jeopardy when Trebek thanked Holzhauer's daughter for making a card for him. I want to express my thanks to your beautiful little daughter, Natasha, for having made this get well card for me. That was very sweet of her, Trebek said. And I guess that he said that on the show. So Zediker decided to reach out to Holzhauer to see if he might be able to take part in the cancer research walk in July. Holzhauer got back to her and said, unfortunately, he would not be able to make the walk, but I will make a donation, he said.
That's nice.
He gave $1,109.14. I don't know
Okay.
why specifically that amount, but there it was. And a crew member on the set of the forthcoming Anne Hathaway film, The Witches, was reportedly stabbed during a confrontation with another coworker. Now, there is no evidence that the other coworker was Anne Hathaway. we can't confirm, or it probably wasn't Anne Hathaway.
She was a coworker, but not the coworker.
Yeah, probably it wasn't her that was the coworker who was involved in the stabbing. The incident reportedly took place in the afternoon at one of the stages at Warner Brothers Studios in Hertfordshire, England. Multiple outlets reported it. The injured man taken to a hospital, and his suspected attacker. Let's see if we can confirm. Now, police said Anne Hathaway's whereabouts at the time were not reported, and it's unclear if she or any of the other actors witnessed the stabbing. It's apparently clear that she didn't do the stabbing.
And was very upset that her gluten-free demands were not met. Stab you.
Iran has says it shot down an American drone. These are, first of all, this is if nothing else, a very expensive piece of hardware.
Yeah, it's not like you in the park taking
No.
pictures.
No, this is a multi-million-dollar craft. Iran said they shot it down after it entered Iranian airspace, state media reported yesterday. The latest escalation in tensions between the two countries. Press TV, a state-run news outlet in Iran, said that what it called a spy drone had been shot down along the country's southern coast on the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. The United States disputed that account. No U.S. aircraft were operating in Iranian airspace, said Bill Urban. Spokesman for Central Command news agencies reported, but the Associated Press and Reuters, citing anonymous sources, said the drone had been shot down in international airspace over the Strait of Hormuz. But people are getting nervous about a possible war between Iran and America.
I don't want to go to war with Iran, but, John Bolton has been begging me. He wants it so bad, so I think maybe I'll just give it to him.
Well, President Trump has said, I don't think it'll happen. I don't want war. Don't worry. It'll be okay.
Then why'd you back
Everything
out
will be
of the...
okay. President Trump, though, has ordered an additional 1,000 troops to the Middle East. And so that's not a great sign either. Almost $5,000 worth of guns were stolen from a storage unit in Roy.
Wow.
Yeah, half a dozen guns are likely in the wrong hands tonight after they were stolen from a storage unit in Roy. While their home was being built, Cody Darling and his wife are renting a storage unit in West Roy. I went to drop off some of my other stuff and noticed all my guns that were lined up right here against the wall are gone, Mr. Darling said. 7 firearms were found stolen. 7 firearms were found stolen.
Well,
7 firearms
they just
were
were stolen.
I think were stolen is what you should say. Just days after they were stored. The weapons include shotguns, rifles, and pellet guns. A snowboard. Now there's a snowboard in the wrong hands too. They got a snowboard.
dangerous snowboard.
I could care less about anything else. Again, Mr. Darling means I don't believe I could care any less than I do about other things in there.
Yes.
But the guns, that's the important thing. I use them for hunting, and it's something that means more to me than half the crap that's in the storage unit. Joe Biden, well, here we go.
Uncle Joe.
Sleepy Uncle Joe.
Dramatic presidential hopeful Joe Biden on Wednesday refused calls to apologize for his comments about segregationist senators, saying there's not a racist bone in my body. Biden made a statement to reporters outside of a fundraiser in Rockville, Maryland. There's not a racist bone in my body.
Well,
I think
I don't
I've
think
been
there
involved in
is.
civil rights my whole career. No, there isn't. What the problem is
Yeah.
is how he chooses to explain things. So somebody asked him about, or he was trying to explain how it's important to work with people in Congress, even though you may not agree with their point of view. So of course he decides to pick as an example this legendary racist segregationist senator that was in the Senate at the same time he was.
Now, the point he
James
was making
Eastland
is-
of Mississippi, and he said we were civil with each other We got things done. We didn't agree on much of anything, but we got things done. He never called me boy.
Well,
He always called me son. First of all, don't use that as an example. And then when you're using a racist senator as an example, it's mistake one. Mistake two is use the word boy. He's such a ninny.
Joe,
He's an old man who
Yeah.
talks like an old man.
sit down, Joe.
He never called me boy. He always called me son.
He wouldn't call you boy.
You're a white guy. But, Carrie, if he's the nominee,
We
you
will vote for him. Oh. Yeah. Oh, the Jeopardy guy.
Yeah, Holzhauer.
The reason he donated that amount,
Specific amount.
that's his daughter's birthday,
Aw.
Oh,
11/9/14.
probably said it later on in the story. I just didn't care to read further. Yeah, I've been considering, who do you vote for? And there's an interesting in the New York Times today, 18 questions for 21 candidates. And the New York Times has asked the 21 candidates, the Democratic candidates, a bunch of questions. And I've been kind of looking through them just, here and there to see what they say. Like, who is your hero?
Oh,
Bernie Sanders says Dr. Martin Luther King.
okay.
John Hickenlooper. Yes, he's running
still
for
in it?
president. Yeah. He says, my mother. Oh, my personal hero is my mother, my political hero, Abraham Lincoln. You want to know who Julian Castro's hero is, don't you?
Okay.
If he's the nominee,
Okay,
We will
we
vote
will
for him.
vote for him.
I like him fine.
his mother and Cesar Chavez.
Okay.
Seth Moulton. Seth Moulton.
Remind me who.
If he's nominated,
We will vote for him.
he is a congressman from Massachusetts.
Yes.
His personal hero, his wife, his political hero, John Kennedy. But I've decided I'm going to vote for Marianne Williamson. She's a self-help author.
No.
Not
No.
Elizabeth.
I
Warren?
hope she gets. I hope Marianne Williamson gets the
Who's
nomination.
her hero?
Her personal hero, her father and mother, her political heroes, Robert Kennedy, Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson, Franklin
No,
Roosevelt,
you gotta
and
pick
Dwight D.
too
Eisenhower.
many, too
Sorry, I
many.
can't. Yeah. She's a self-help author, Gina. She's running for president.
Who's Elizabeth Warren's hero?
Let me see. Theodore Roosevelt. That's odd. Anybody else you want to know quickly?
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see. Kamala Harris. Let me scroll here. That's not her. There's Tulsi Gabbard. Let's see. Cory Booker.
Yeah, who's Corey's?
Political heroes, people in my community who were never elected to office but who shaped the politics of our town.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's big on that.
And Kamala Harris, my mother,
Okay.
and Shirley Chisholm.
Oh,
who was
yeah.
the
That's a good
first-
choice.
She ran for president,
Yeah.
black woman, and I believe she was a congresswoman.
Yeah,
as
she
well.
was a badass.
I don't know if she was the first black Congress.
I think she might have been.
Might have been.
Look it up.
I think
All
you're
right.
right.
So there you go.
All right. Weather traffic.
Today will be nice. 82 and sunny. We'll start to see some wind pickup this afternoon. And what's that wind doing? Is bringing in cold air. It's not going to rain or anything. It's just going to get a whole lot colder. Tomorrow morning about this time, we could be like 48 degrees. Pretty chilly. Traffic, let's see. Multiple emergency crews are now on the scene of two separate crashes. I-15 southbound near the North Interchange. The right lane and shoulder are blocked at the connector ramp to go to I-215 in North Salt Lake. Stalled vehicle northbound I-215 California Avenue off-ramp. So it seems like that's the major area of trouble this morning. If you want to send us in, a couple people letting us know about that one. But if you see something else you want to share with friends of the program, 33986. They've got into summer again here in Utah, so let's celebrate with summer sticker sales event at Wasatch Front Kia on Riverdale Road.
All right.
Eric Swalwell. His hero is Congressman if he's the nominee.
We'll vote for him.
Eric Swalwell. You know who that is?
I forget.
He is a congressman from California.
Okay.
All right. Yes, let's get to the boner voting. Oh, boner candidate number 3. That's where we I was just doing my job. An elderly Walmart worker in Texas says he will never be the same after he was attacked over just, I guess, a misunderstanding. He punched on my face with a closed right hand, said Mohinder Randhawa. I fell down on the ground. The video is rough to watch. 72-year-old Mohinder Randhawa says he refuses to watch it because it's too painful. The Walmart greeter said he never saw it coming. He was punched so hard he blacked out.
Wow.
My left upper lip was broken from here. Blood started out and inside, and there was a cut about a half an inch. Investigators say that 42-year-old Craig Valentine is the person seen in the video assaulting Mr. Randhawa at the Walmart in Cypress, Texas. The Walmart greeter says when he checked Mr. Valentine's receipt, he noticed that a case of Gatorade had not been paid for.
That's why they check.
I told him, if you want, you can scan and take it, he said. However, Randhawa said Mr. Valentine got angry, yelling out he had paid for everything, and then he just slugged him. Slugged the poor old guy.
Over a case of Gatorade.
Yeah.
He had no other choice.
He said-
What else was he going to
Mr.
do?
Randhawa said, I was just doing my job.
Yeah.
He says he's traumatized and scared to go back to work as a greeter at Walmart. Boner candidate number 3, I was just doing my job.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, oh, that's how you found us. I read that story in a little bit of a confusing way. Simply it is two people who broke into the Loaf and Jug in Colorado and stole a bunch of stuff, broke a window and stole a bunch of stuff, both of them left behind IDs. They were easy to find. Boner candidate number 2, what should we use to put you out of your misery? College students using a baseball bat to beat a duck. They said they tried to put it out of its misery. Well, they're the ones who put it into misery in the first place. And Boner candidate number 3, poor Mr. Randhawa, I was just doing my job.
All right. You got to do your job now and vote for round 1 of your boners. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. If it wins here, it'll go to Boner Dome and awaits the winner of round 2's voting. Round 2 happens at 8:20. 3 more candidates, and we'll take another winner there and throw them both into Boner Fight. At 9:20 this morning is when you will decide Boner of the Day. So here we go. 1, 2, or 3. Which one do you think should win this round? Remember that candidate number. Put that number, that single digit, in the message of a text, and then text it to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Katie will take your voice vote in the producer's booth. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting, June 20, 2019, and vote there. All right. You got about 300 seconds to do it, so let's go. This is round 1 of your boners. Okay. GetQuip.com/X96 is the place to go to get this deal I'm about to tell you about. One of the many reasons that I like Quip is that my old electric toothbrush, I would forget to get new brush heads for.
Well,
it.
how are you supposed to keep track of that?
Exactly. You would just forget, and then the next thing you know, you go, "Oh my God, has it been a year?" Oh, yeah. Well, Quip's taking care of that. Every 3 months, they send you new brush heads. That's a dentist-recommended time frame. Every 3 months. And that's terrific. You don't even have to think about it. It just comes in the mail, easy to replace, put the battery in, send you a new battery in.
I bet your old toothbrush was heavy, too.
It was, oh, God, that bulky thing. I hated it. And that charging station.
Yeah, you couldn't take it traveling.
Yeah. Go online and take a look at the design that Quip has. It's just terrific. And kid-friendly features. They have a kid's version as well. Pulses every 30 seconds to remind you when to switch sides. So you get the full 2-minute brush. And of course, the brush heads every 3 months. One of the many reasons that I love Quip, why over 1 million happy, healthy mouths do as well. Quip starts at just $25. And if you go to getquip.com/X96 right now, you get your first refill pack for free. So be sure to do the /X96 to make sure you get this deal. That's your first refill pack for free at getquip.com/X96. 7:46 right now. Time to award round one of your boners.
And, excuse me, man, we got a 16-year-old kid. And round one of the boners brought to you in part today by Ham Fried Rice.
Ooh.
And Haster Games in Midvale. Maybe they'll have that new Monopoly game. Who knows?
Yeah.
Best selection of board games, Magic, Dungeons and Dragons. Haster also buys used games. Haster Games, 6831 South State, and HasterGames.com.
So boner candidate number one was, oh, that's how you found us. Yeah, you numbnuts. You left your ID behind at the scene of the crime. 2 people. Boner candidate number 2. And what should we use to put you out of your misery? 2 19-year-old kids, college students, using a baseball bat to beat a duck and then beat it further, to put it out of its misery. They didn't even succeed in that. The duck was found alive, but it had to be euthanized. And boner candidate number 3, I was just doing my job. 72-year-old Walmart greeter, essentially sucker punched in the face because he was doing his job. He said, it doesn't look like you paid for the Gatorade there, sir. And you can just scan it and pay for it if you want. And the guy just let him have it. Valerie won a boner T-shirt. Congratulations to Valerie. And the winner, it was very close between number 2 and number 3. But the old man, boner candidate number 3, the old Walmart door greeter.
That's the one I was voting for.
Yeah, the duck one was difficult, but this poor old guy at the door at Walmart.
All right, there you go. That's the winner of round one. It now goes forward to boner fight. Might be boner of the day. We'll see. Round 2 happens at 8:20. We get 3 more candidates, 1 more champion there. Take that champion and throw it in the boner fight along with this winner. 9:20 is when we'll put them both against each other and decide who is boner of the day.
Join me,
Yes.
Oh, do you have this?
Bill
I have it
Allred,
there, yeah.
as he broadcasts live. That's me. At Pioneer Park today. I'll be there from 11 to 1. Local Subway restaurants are partnering with Rescue Mission Salt Lake to provide 1,200 sandwiches to serve those in need for the 11th annual Day of Giving event. Now, in addition, there'll be free haircuts, job opportunities, and information about rehabilitation programs and a lot more at Pioneer Park.
This is a great program they do every year.
It is great. And so if you need a sandwich and you need a haircut, and I need a haircut, join me at Pioneer Park today to take part in this awesome event, help people in need. Pioneer Park, if you don't know, is 350 South, 3rd West in Salt Lake. Okay.
All right. Before we talk to Sean, real quick, you can weigh in on this if you'd like, Sean. Is it apparently our benefactor is arriving today?
Oh, you mean our boss?
D-Money?
Oh, we were going to do this later.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
We had this on the
A little
schedule
later.
for later.
It's a little later. Let's talk about it a little
Okay.
later.
Yeah, something to do with our contracts.
Yeah, we're not sure we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
He's we are doing something with him tomorrow. If we're still
Yeah.
employed, we'll be out at Rio Tinto Stadium tomorrow.
Yeah, the team store at Rio Tinto Stadium, huge sale.
Oh, is that what's going
Huge
on?
sale. Yeah, I want to get one of.
Can you buy a player?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
Deloitte's already bought the ball.
I want to get one of their Pride jerseys. I think those are really, really cool.
You know, Sean Means is a huge soccer fan and Real supporter, and he is now in our studio. So there's all kinds of merchandise I know you'd love to have, right? Because you love that stuff, don't you?
If money was no object.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you love jerseys and all the. What are they? Is there a special name for the scarf thing?
It's a scarf.
It's a scarf.
Is that just they just call it a scarf?
It's a soccer thing that you have scarves.
Now,
But,
now the uniform is called a kit, if that helps.
Why didn't know that?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So you can join us out at Rio Tinto Stadium tomorrow. We'll be doing our whole show from there.
All right.
So Sean Means is here, film critic for the Salt Lake Tribune and for his own devices as well. You can read all of Sean's stuff at moviecricket.net, and then you'll find culture reporting and
Like he did the whole VidAngel, which maybe we can talk to you about that a little bit.
Culture reporting and things like that in the Salt Lake Tribune, sltrib.com. And but I know I saw some comments that you'd made that, and we should address it a little bit. Is that friend of the Geek Show and friend of movie critics here in Salt Lake has passed, Jimmy Martin, and you had some really nice comments about him. I think I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of the most passionate people about movies that there were,
Yeah.
and we did not always get along. We did not always agree on movies, and every year at the end of the year when the Utah Film Critics Association would get together, we'd hash these things out about what were the best movies and so on.
But that's the fun part of it in a way.
It was a fun part, but we would have some knockdown dragouts about some things, and that's that's the nature of the thing. I was very impressed that how Jimmy was able to, and with all critics basically, they've fallen in love with movies and they have done whatever they could to rearrange their life so that they could spend as much time doing movies and getting paid for it. And jobs like mine, where I was doing reviews of the Tribune for 25 years now plus, and those jobs were never plentiful, and they're even less plentiful now. So to do that, to create a career around movies, you got to hustle, and you got to really sell yourself. And he did that very well. Starting from going from Slug to the big movie Mouth Off, that he self-created first with Jeff, and then later. And then working his way through it, and getting signing on with KSL, and just you really need to have chutzpah to do that, and
passion for the movies,
and
as you
definitely a passion for it all. So
to make it pay for you,
right?
That's the fun. That's the interesting thing.
Right.
I don't have that kind of. I mean, I have passion for things, but to just get out there and hustle as an individual by myself, I don't think I could do it.
It was it's not easy to do, but he did it.
Yeah, and also he worked his way. He did things I didn't do. He got very into the movie junketing interview aspect.
And he was really good at it.
Really good at it. Had fun. Made the celebrities that he met and talked to at ease, which is never easy to do.
He seemed like he asked them questions that nobody else asked.
Yeah, and he had fun. He had a lot of fun with it. And he'd go to the BFCA thing at the end of the year, the Broadcast Film Critics, and he'd go to the Critics' Choice Awards, and he'd come back with stories about dancing all night with Joss Whedon and that kind of thing. And
That happened.
Yeah, and I think everybody who has a job like this over time, you sort of go through phases, and we all go through the hanging out with celebrities phase, and then we sort of get past that because there's only so much hanging out with celebrities you can do before it gets really boring. He had not hit that point yet. And he was still enthusiastic about it. So
yeah. Anyway, he'll be missed. He was
Very much so.
It was a shock to hear about it, but nothing but just goodwill has come forth.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Carrie and Geek Show, you guys, obviously are, and my heart goes out to you guys because he's your friend and
big part of what you
brother.
do.
So.
Yeah.
And there will be a brand new episode on Monday.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
gee,
Oh, boy.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I
What do you mean you don't know if you can? What do you mean you don't know if you can? He's the one who's got to do it.
I know, but
We're gonna
Do it
be the
Okay.
Brian song of episodes. It's gonna
because we do it.
Yeah.
That's we face front, power through.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. We'll talk about the movies opening this
Yeah,
weekend.
what's coming up? What movies are we going to talk
coming
about?
up? We need a movie list.
Sean
here.
knows.
I know
New
Toy
movie.
Story 4.
Toy Story 4 is the biggie, and then there's some little ones. So
Okay. All right.
All right, we'll get to that. Coming up after these. Stand by.
stalled semi on the exit ramp from I-215 northbound to go westbound California Avenue. But looking at pictures of it, it looks like it might have gotten stuck going under the overpass.
It happens.
Like too tall to get fit under there, so that's causing some major issues there. Multiple crews and multiple accidents happening I-15 southbound near the North Interchange. That's just a mess. So avoid that area if you can. Savor every moment at the Melting Pot in Salt Lake. Come experience the Melting Pot before or after your favorite show or game. meltingpotsaltlakecity.com.
All right. Snowbird.
If you haven't made plans for the week, even if if you've made plans for the weekend, change them.
Cancel them.
Cancel them right now and go to snowbird.com because Snowbird is starting up. They started this week with the summer activities in the daytime with the mountain coaster and the alpine slide, the vertical drop, all of that stuff. But this weekend, they start with the free outdoor movies and concerts at Snowbird.
Now, this is great because you can bring a chair if you want. I mean, there are chairs there, but you can bring your own lounge chair. You can bring a cooler with stuff in it.
Beverages and food.
And just spread out there and watch the movie for free.
Yeah, Snowbird's free outdoor movies and concerts every weekend throughout the summer on the Plaza deck. So tomorrow, they're showing Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And that starts at dusk. And they show the movie right on the tram building. It works really well. And then on Saturday, June 22nd, a free concert from 6 to 9 p.m. with John Paul White. You can go to snowbird.com for more.
You could spend July lighting those
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we join our elders as they are about to encounter the Borg for the second time.
Man, these Borg ships sure are sparsely decorated and poorly lit.
Well, I sure hope we get to spend more time with the Borg this time. I mean, last time we didn't even get to the first discussion.
I am 5 of 7. I am here to show you the way.
Hey, that's why we're here too.
Hello, Mr. 5 of 7. We met your cousin 3 of 7 last time. I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen.
Hi.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know.
The Mormons.
Oh.
Yes, your exploits are known throughout the collective.
Hey, Lehigh, we're famous, huh?
All Borg are one. Whatever one experiences becomes available to all.
Well, that would speed up fasted testimony meetings. Say, where are you taking us?
To her chambers. She is expecting you.
I don't like the sound of that.
Welcome, elders. I have been anticipating your arrival.
Hi, ma'am. I'm Lehigh, and he's Butch.
Hi.
I have wonderful plans for you boys. Together we will rule over the perfect Borg galaxy.
Well, I hope this can wait until after our mission is over.
Ma'am, who exactly are you, and why do you have plans for us?
I am the Borg.
Well, I thought they were the Borg.
They are, and I am. And once we assimilate you two, you will be Borg as well.
Oh, I get it. He's a Borg, she's a Borg. Everywhere a Borg. Old MacDonald had a Borg.
Knock it off, Butch.
Oh.
We better come up with a plan quick or we're going to be assimilated.
Okay, Ms. Borg, tell you what. I'll give you my new fender flares and the luggage rack off of Lehigh's bike, and we'll just be on our way.
You will look cute in black rubber suits, and I have picked out some special prosthetic parts for each of you. Soon you will be my lieutenants, my consorts, my special friends. Together we will assimilate the Federation, then the Romulans, then the Cardassians, and then whoever else we can find. And we will have fun doing it. Hook them to the assimilator.
Hey, come on, let us go!
Nothing like the assimilation of new young men to make one forget about how Locutus left me without saying goodbye.
Something is wrong. The assimilation process has failed. They have already been assimilated.
by a stronger force than the Borg.
Quick, shut down the machinery. The feedback could contaminate the collective. What have you done to my beloved collective?
Well, once you hooked us up to that gizmo over there, all of our experiences were spread throughout the entire Borg race.
Lehigh and I were able to bear our testimonies to more than 7 billion beings at one time.
It was kind of like General Conference, except without the crying babies and the old people going to sleep.
Yeah.
We not only got to give the first discussion to the Borg, but to pretty much teach the whole gospel to all of them at once. Could it be? Have the Borg finally met their match? Could Butch and Lehigh be immune to the assimilation process? Tune in next time to hear the Borg say...
I am Elder 5 of 7, and this is my companion 4 of 9. We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You know, the Mormons.
No! You've turned the most feared race in the galaxy into a bunch of jello-loving, suburban-driving moral goody-goodies.
Well, you think that people were afraid of you before. Wait until you start approaching planets now. Man, I'd hate to play ward ball against these guys.
I think our work here is done. Hey, can we count all 7 billion as converts?
Well, technically, we didn't baptize them. We'll have to check with Zone Leader Hansen just to be sure.
What about me? I was queen. I was the most powerful being in the galaxy, ruler of an entire race of warriors. What am I supposed to do now?
Well, I guess you are now the most powerful Relief Society president in the galaxy. Congratulations. Gotta go.
Bye-bye, sister.
On the next artificial limb attaching episode of Space Elders!
He couldn't hear you.
Sorry.
I've heard him enough.
I meant to delete that one. All right. Okay. Do we have a contest here?
No, but we have a sponsor.
Okay,
Sponsored by Live at the Eccles, presenting Jim James and the Claypool Lennon Delirium, coming to Eccles Theater Friday, June 21st. Tickets at liveattheeccles.com.
All right.
And now, Sean Patrick Means will be talking about movies. You can read his reviews sometimes in the Salt Lake Tribune, sltrib.com. You'll always read some culture or that kind of thing in the Tribune by Sean. You're in the paper almost every day, I would think.
Mostly.
Yeah. Okay. And then go to moviecricket.net. .net for everything. Yeah.
All right, so we go artsies and then fartsies. We go from worst to first, but it looks like, well, the first one, Papi Chulo, not screened.
I had a chance to see the screener, but I was going to watch it Tuesday night, and then things got out of hand.
Yeah.
TV Weatherman Befriends an Immigrant is the comedy drama.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Okay.
So let's go to Hampstead.
Hampstead. This is a very predictable English romance, modern romance. with a bit of American because Diane Keaton is one of the two main people.
Okay.
But because it's Diane Keaton and Brendan Gleeson, their personalities sort of carry you through.
You're cutting it some slack.
It's cutting it some slack. They're fun just to hang out with. This American Widow finds a man living in a shack in the park across the street from her house.
Okay.
From her apartment building, and he winds up having to fight a legal battle to keep the place where he's living. As developers are swooping in. So, it is supposedly inspired by a true story, but with liberties taken, I'm sure. Highly predictable. You know every step where it's going to go. But watching Keaton and Gleeson is worthwhile.
I was going to say, because you're giving it 3 stars here.
3 stars. 3 stars for watching them.
All right, just for them.
Yeah.
Okay. Pavarotti.
Yes. I don't know how many people of a certain age remember who Pavarotti
remember,
is or was.
I remember him, but did he warrant a documentary?
He was the star of a terrible movie. What was that called?
Yes, Giorgio.
Yes, Giorgio.
In 1982. Yes.
Right.
The one time he attempted to be a movie star.
He died.
And didn't he have babies when he was 80 or something?
No, he died at 71.
Didn't he have babies when he was 71?
He had a one child with his second wife who was much younger, and this movie gets into some of the scandals. And the thing about Luciano Pavarotti is he was larger than life in so many ways. Physically, emotionally, psychologically, and musically.
Oh, okay.
And Ron Howard directs this movie, and he tries to capture all that. It's a very fond portrait. It is a little sprawling. It's a little scattershot in places. And what I found most interesting is how he went from being the greatest tenor in the world to being the most famous, and those aren't necessarily the same things.
Yeah, that's true.
And where his greatness on the stage then became a thing about fame and wealth, and hobnobbing with Bono and Princess Diana and that kind of thing.
There he is.
There he is. It's a scene from the movie. He's amazing.
Yeah.
You're gonna throw Chuck Jones at me and keep a straight face.
You liked it though.
I mean, 3 stars. It is at its best when it is just showing him sing. There's a couple clips from the Three Tenors concert. At the end, they do Nessun Dorma from Turandot, which was his signature aria, and there's also a clip from the Three Tenors concert where the three of them basically ad-lib doing Nessun Dorma, taking turns on lines, and that was very charming. So 3 stars.
We're running out of time, so we got to clip along here. Last Black Man in San Francisco.
Right. This was from Sundance last year. Basically looking at through the eyes of this one character, looking at how San Francisco has changed as for gentrification and every other way. And
tech industry moving.
It's very poetic, and this main guy who he's dedicated to restoring the house that his dad used to live in. The problem is he doesn't live there anymore, and the people who do live there get kind of freaked out. So it's very beautiful. Seriously, it's like poetry. So 3.5.
3.5.
All right, now let's get to the one we want to hear about.
Well, Child's Play.
Just quickly, Anna, not screen.
Anna's a Luc Besson supermodel kicks karate butt type of movie.
I'll go to
not
that.
screen.
Child's Play.
Child's Play, a remake, not a reboot,
Not a reboot.
whatever,
Yeah.
of the horror film. That was not screened.
Aubrey Plaza plays the mom.
Yep.
Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4. You thought after Toy Story 3 that we were.
It seemed like the perfect trilogy.
We had the transfer for Andy to Bonnie, and we thought we were great.
That was a nice thing.
Yeah.
Good place to end.
Good place to end, but this turns out to be a good place to end too, because we're looking at the new life with Bonnie, and how Andy's toys are integrating in with Bonnie's toys. There's a bit of a power struggle going on that is only hinted at in this. But at one point, Bonnie grabs all the toys and leaves the ones she doesn't want in the closet, and Woody's one of the ones that gets left in the closet.
Oh, no.
I know. And he's he's trying to figure out where his place in the world as Bonnie's toy is. And what happens is that she goes to her first day of kindergarten orientation and feels very lonely and nervous and everything, and so she makes a friend. Not in the sense of meeting people, but in the sense that she took
physically makes a friend.
She took a spork and some sticks and some glue and whatnot and created Forky. And
Didn't we all have a Forky?
And Forky is the most important toy in Bonnie's mind right now. Unfortunately, Forky thinks he's trash.
I had a salad forky.
Yeah. And he's like, I was meant for soup, maybe soup, salad, maybe chili, and then the trash. That's my, and the fact that Pixar once again can get you thinking about existential issues involving a spork is just
pretty funny.
fascinating. But their family goes on a road trip. They wind up at an antique store, and Woody meets up with Bo Peep, who left some years ago.
Yeah.
And
is their love finally
Are they
going
going
to be
to finally start a
realized?
family?
well, there's lots of things happening in this.
Yeah.
So,
No,
but
give it
but
away,
Bo
yeah.
Peep has rescues toys from the crazy doll that lives in the antique store, who's voiced by Christina Hendricks.
Yes.
Okay.
Gabby.
Mm-hmm.
This is lovely and it's funny as you expect the Toy Story movie to be. It is heartwarming as you expect a Toy Story
Mm-hmm.
movie to be. And again, it ends on a very perfect note. And
Oh, good.
They could stop now if they wanted.
All right.
But then they could have stopped last time too.
But because of money.
Because of money but at least they don't just do it as a cash grab. They actually think very
Yeah.
thoughtfully of it.
Yeah, Pixar doesn't need money.
And if you are a Pixar geek, the antique store is Easter Egg City.
Oh, yeah.
It is-
You'll be stopping your Blu-ray frame by frame.
yeah. So 3.5 stars.
3.5 for Toy Story 4. Go see it, I guess. All right, let's see. So let's run these down then. Puppy Chulo not screened. Hampstead 3 stars. Pavarotti 3 stars. Last Black Man in San Francisco 3.5 stars. Anna and Child's Play not screened. Toy Story 4 3.5 stars. How many hankies though?
2.
2 hankies.
So not as much as the last.
Yeah. It depends.
next-
Your mileage may vary.
Next week, we got a horror movie.
We got Annabelle Comes Home. If you're into the Conjuring universe, you have Yesterday, which is Danny Boyle story about a guy who turns out to be the only person who remembers the Beatles.
Oh, I heard about
Yeah.
this. That's pretty interesting.
And then for the locals, The Other Side of Heaven 2, which is a LDS missionary tale.
The other side of
Yeah.
heaven?
The first one was young man going to Tonga. This is now older man going to be mission president.
It's The Other Side of Heaven 2, The Search for Joseph's Gold.
There you go.
Accident to 215 westbound just before State Street exit by Fashion Place, blocking the center lanes. A lot of traffic, a friend of the program says. The semi that was stuck onto the freeway has been moved. That's also from a friend of the program. They sent that in via text at 33986. Grab an ice cold fountain drink for only 99 cents at Maverick at Maverick.com. Spend trail points on entries to win a Ford Raptor. Maverick Adventure's first stop.
All right.
Boners round 2 coming up. Here are the candidates. Number 1, no one is getting a straight answer. Number 2, how can we keep clean? And number 3, adults?
All right. Boners round 2, big boy news, opinioendo, all on the way. Diamonds Direct.
Yes, Diamonds Direct. You want the very best when it comes to jewelry? Well, that's where you go, Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct would like you to know you will end up spending less than you had in mind for jewelry when you shop with them. Diamonds Direct knows how to help you maximize your budget. They teach you how to buy diamonds just like a dealer does. You learn the insider secrets of the diamond industry. You learn how diamonds are priced on the world market. And you learn what characteristics are worth paying more for and which ones are not worth paying more for. And then you'll say, well, why should I go anywhere else? I'm going to spend my money at Diamonds Direct.
Really, once you go to Diamonds Direct and interact with them, you'll see why people have made them their diamond merchants for life.
No middleman.
Jewelry people.
Yeah, no middleman, no broker fees. That's how they can offer a nationwide price guarantee. Not just a local price guarantee, nationwide price guarantee. So if you're getting engaged, go to Diamonds Direct, the undisputed leaders. They are at 6400 South across the street from the Fashion Place Mall.
All right, 8:21. Let's get to round two of your boners. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago, but we'll place both of the winners. 9:20, Boner Dome. Boner fight happens then. That's when you decide boner of the day. So pick your champion for round 2 right now. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
A Fat Cat's gift card.
Wow. That's pretty cool. All right, here we go. Boner candidate number 1. No one's getting a straight answer. A Utah man came in from a long night to find an unexpected visitor had made herself at home inside of his apartment. It's probably not what you would expect to see when you walk in the door of your own home, a stranger looking back at you.
No.
I walked straight in and she was just standing right there on the counter, just looking at me, said Ryan Spurlock when he opened his apartment door, looked at the island in the kitchen. I was looking right at her. Like a homeless girl was just looking right back at me, he continued. This was the first thing Spurlock saw when he got to his North Salt Lake apartment. This was 4 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, according to the Fox 13 report. It was like a dream. Even when I laid down, it didn't feel real, Spurlock said. The woman had placed her shoes neatly by the door and had made herself at home. She went in my fridge. She opened a drink and drank it. She sat on my couch. She told me she lives here, and I said, "No, you don't. This is my place." Spurlock said the woman was even wearing his new clothes.
Wow.
I noticed the bag was there, and where he had some new clothes in a bag. He hadn't taken them out of the bag. He said, and she was wearing, this is like Goldilocks and the 3 Bears, and she was wearing my new clothes. Spurlock said the situation was confusing. He wasn't sure if the woman was homeless, if she lived in the building, if she was on drugs, or who she was. He didn't know what to do. He offered her some food as he began to question her. "What are you doing? Where are you from?" She wouldn't tell me her name, and then she started laughing, and I thought she was on drugs. But after a quick interrogation, Spurlock learned the intruder didn't come for a beer or for the couch. She came for his dogs. She came up here for one reason, and it was the 2 dogs. She heard them. I guess he had them there in the apartment. She heard them, and she wanted to come up, Spurlock said. The woman didn't harm his dogs, but came up to pet them, and even claiming to Spurlock, "Those are my dogs," she said.
Okay.
Then his encounter with the stranger got even stranger. She asked if she could stay, and I told her, "No, you've got to leave or I'm going to call the police," Spurlock
You should
said.
have called the police anyway.
The woman, Spurlock said, mentioning he would not call the police as long as he could check her bag to make sure she didn't steal anything from him. The woman left, however. She didn't use the front door. He doesn't live on the first floor. She went out on the balcony and jumped off the balcony.
Wow.
She just climbed right up there and just jumped down. And then she started limping off, and then she was fine and started running. I called the cops, and I chased her on the other side of the gas station. The cops caught up with her. This is quite a story. The cops caught up with her. She wouldn't say anything to them, but they determined she wasn't on drugs. She wouldn't tell them anything.
But she's got mental health problems.
Well, maybe.
Maybe?
Spurlock doesn't know how the woman got inside his apartment, but he says he doesn't usually lock his door, so maybe that was it.
That's just dumb.
Yeah. But the police said, we have not been able to get a straight answer out of her. Boner candidate number 1, no one's getting a straight answer. Here's boner candidate number 2. How can we keep clean? This is another local boner candidate. A senior living community in Murray has been without hot water for at least 6 days in a row. We just keep getting told it'll be on tomorrow, and then every day that goes by, it's a week and a day, and it's still not on.
Wow.
Said the relative of a resident speaking to Fox News. Olympus Ranch in Murray, the company that manages the property, is called Holiday Retirement. In a letter to Fox 13 News, the company says they started having problems with the boilers on Thursday. Residents say, no. The boiler went out on Tuesday at least.
You remember when you stopped having hot water.
Damn right.
Holiday Retirement says facility managers immediately contacted a plumber, but the plumber failed to return to finish the repairs. The Salt Lake County Health Department reports that it received 2 complaints on Monday. 2 inspectors were sent, one reviewing food service compliance and the other housing. The food service inspection indicated the dishwasher was heating sufficiently to sanitize the dishes, but noted a need for a temporary hand at this place.
It's inexcusable.
Yeah.
Old people should have hot water.
Boner candidate number 2, how can we keep clean? Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, adults.
Boner candidate number 3 for round 2. Coming up after this, big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by
Dr. Volt's Comic Connection has everything you're looking for, whether it's comic, anime, card games, even action figures. Dr. Volt's has it. All new this month. Guardians of the Galaxy are on the run again. That's an old one, isn't it? The Nova Corp? That's an old one.
Probably want to talk about War of the Realms
War
right
of the
now.
Realms?
That's the big summer event.
Okay.
Well, here's a big summer event. Tiffany Haddish is excited. On Friday, you will be able to play Harry Potter Wizards Unite.
Wait, here comes Kate. Here comes Kate.
The new game co-developed by the creator of Pokemon Go.
No.
No, I have it.
Oh, you have it?
I have it.
Oh.
It's out.
Says, I got the chance to play the game early at an event this week, said Tiffany Haddish. The game is really well designed. It has tons of details and sports a surprising amount of depth. It's even better than Pokemon Go. It's they say they've evolved past that. And you know how we would see people out on the streets? You know, they say you're going to see even more people.
Well, let's let Katie explain it.
So I actually just downloaded it because somebody said something in the chat, and I'm a nerd, obsessed with Harry Potter. So I've only played with the second, but it looks exactly like it. You get this little character. It's a witch or a wizard, and you can walk around and kind of find magical beings that are trying to take things, and then you fight with them for a second, and you cast spells on them, and you win prizes and things. So it's exactly like Pokemon Go or Jurassic World Alive.
Yeah, that's the same one. Yeah.
Which I have all 3 of those.
So it's Harry Potter Wizards Unite, and it'll be available. I guess it's available now.
It's available now, yeah.
There's nothing here in the room.
Not in the room? No? Oh, no.
Are you sure?
There are no magical creatures in the room.
Unless I'm looking at it
Nope,
wrong.
we're totally safe right now.
Okay, good.
Yep,
Last time we had a Snorlax or something in here. Oh, that's some good graphics, too.
Yeah, so there you go.
We have an update.
Oh, yes.
They have hot water. My boss and another technician finished their boiler last night.
Oh, good. The people at the retirement complex in Murray.
There we go.
Yeah.
So they have hot water now.
Good. Yeah, I think. Let's
But
see.
do they have any magical creatures they need to be concerned?
I bet they
of?
do. I bet
Probably.
they do.
Katie, you should go check it out.
I'll run down there real fast.
A pair of red foxes escaped from the Zootah at Willow Park in Logan. It's a zoo with Utah creatures in it, I guess. A
Zootah.
Captain Curtis Hooley with the Logan Police Department told Fox 13 that one of the foxes came back, but the other one was still missing, roaming around. Logan Police tweeted that the pair had escaped from their closure and asked people in the area to keep an eye out for them. The foxes are not usually aggressive, but are not used to being out on their own, and it could be bad for them. So if you spot, the one that's still out there, let them know so that they can rescue it. The Utah Department of Commerce is warning about phony texts purporting to be from Wells Fargo Bank.
Oh.
Executive Director Francine Gianni said Wednesday the Utah Division of Consumer Protection has received a report about these phony texts. The crucial notice text asks the recipient to call a phone number that leads to a recorded message claiming that the person's Wells Fargo bank account has been compromised and the bank needs to confirm important personal information. Then it asks you to leave information like your ATM card number, your social security number, your PIN, and all of that kind of stuff. Don't do it. They would never ask you to do that on a recording. They would never just say, please leave it here, and somebody will listen to it later. Former top White House aide advisor Hope Hicks is refusing to answer questions related to her time at the White House in an interview with the House Judiciary Committee, according to several frustrated Democrats who were in the meeting. Less than an hour into the interview, part of the panel's investigation into obstruction of justice and special counsel Robert Mueller's report, Democrats said she was following White House orders to stay quiet about her time at the White House. But Donald Trump says,
Wrong.
well, let me tell you what they've been doing to poor Hope Hicks.
Poor Hope Hicks.
Poor Hopi, let me tell you. He accused Democrats of taking candid pictures of her.
What?
And then leaking them to the press.
What?
They were candid photos of her in the committee room. They didn't tell her that they were taking the photos, and then they leaked those photos to the press. He said there were 2 congressmen guilty of it, but I'm not going to name names because it didn't happen.
Because it didn't happen. Otherwise, you would name names because that's the kind of trash you are.
If they leaked pictures to the press, wouldn't we see them?
Yeah.
Somewhere?
Oh, they're probably on a conspiracy theory website that he frequents because that's where he gets his information.
Gina, time is running out to
what?
stop the Ebola epidemic.
I'm doing all I can.
Ebola is ravaging the northeastern Democratic Republic of Congo, a country torn by violent conflict and neglected for decades by the international community. The World Health Organization has less than half of $98 million it needs to confront the crisis, and the United States government has undermined its own experts with a slow-footed response and cumbersome aid restrictions. More than 2,100 people have been infected in the current outbreak of Ebola, first reported in August of last year. Nearly 1,500 of them have died. Those numbers still pale in comparison to the Ebola outbreak that began in 2014, during which more than 28,000 people were infected and 11,000 died. That's in part because the current outbreak has benefited from a newly available Ebola vaccine and a quicker, better coordinated response from the World Health Organization. But the worst is yet to come, and we don't know, they say, if we're going to be able to keep up. We've got it fairly well in hand right now, but time is running out.
Great.
And scientists have known about these creatures for a long time. Shipworms.
How do I get those?
Shipworms bore into wood, and they digest it. They bore into it. They
Like a
essentially
termite,
they look kind of like, well, they look like a worm or a lamprey of some sort. They're really ugly. Well, I guess to another shipworm they're not. But this mollusk, unearthed from the bottom of a river in the Philippines, was introduced this week by an international group of scientists. Oh, this is like a shipworm. It is a shipworm, but a kind that they've not seen. It is capable of eating stones and having sand come out the other end.
That could be handy.
Yes, it could. Wood-eating shipworms have been known for a long time. This is the first time they have found these shipworms that can eat rocks.
Wow.
And produce sand. That's pretty weird.
Imagine a giant one.
And
Godzilla size.
Yeah.
And astronomers have found 2 new planets that could potentially support life. The 2 planets orbit Teegarden Star, an ancient star that is only 12 light years away from the Earth.
Oh, it's just over there.
That is relatively close, actually, when it comes to, the universe.
Well, let's go check it out.
Research on the planets and their sun, published in the journal Astronomy and Astrophysics, reveals Teegarden Star seems to be stable without large solar flares or other violent activity could threaten the potential for life on the 2 promising planets. If the estimated orbit and rotation speeds are accurate, and there are no unexpected factors in the solar system to disrupt astronomers' other calculations, Teegarden's 2 planets could host rocky environments and flowing, puddling water.
Puddling.
And if you've got puddling water, you've got life, the potential for life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there you go.
Another update on the elder care center with the hot water situation. I'm currently at Olympus Ranch.
Yes.
They, in fact, do not have hot water.
Oh.
The boiler guys just left again and said, we don't have the right tools. We'll be right back. They've been promised by noon today. My grandfather is a resident, and they are being compensated for it.
Oh, so
I don't know what to believe.
What do you mean? They're giving them a rebate on their
I don't know. It's
on their fees.
That's what the text says.
All right, that's news traffic.
Sports weather.
Moochies, they're cooking up something new for you besides their famous authentic Philly cheesesteaks. Try the new Philly cheesesteak egg rolls, differently delicious. Well, what do you get for a Jay Crowder, a Grayson Allen, and a Kyle Korver?
If I knew who they were, I don't know.
Gift certificate.
Well, you get one Mike Conley from the Memphis Grizzlies. And we're going to give Mike a break because Utah's, nobody knows where we are or what we are. But yesterday he tweeted out, What more can I say about my city? You guys made me the man I am today. Memphis is home always. Time for another chapter. Excited to give all I have to the Jazz and the city of Utah.
Yeah.
It's Salt Lake, Mike. But
Well, I mean, to be fair, most of the NBA teams are based in a city. Most.
Yeah.
I think there's only a couple that are states.
Minnesota, I know, isn't.
but he's played
Golden
here.
State, us. There's just a few that
Yeah.
are states. So
But we'll give him a break.
Yeah.
The U.S. women play today World Cup action against Sweden. And that's your sports. Weather brought to you by Snowbird. No off season. They're open for the summer. Come and book your stay. See you at The Bird. So nice today, warm, 82, sunny. It will become breezy this afternoon, and that wind is bringing in a cold front. It won't be any rain associated with it, but it'll be much, much colder tomorrow. We'll have a high only of the mid-60s, it looks like. Traffic, we have several issues that friends of the program have been letting us know about. Lots of emergency vehicles on the scene of a crash westbound I-215 near Union Park. The 3 right lanes are blocked. Traffic is back to Highland Drive. And we've got a crash northbound I-15 before the Orem City line. 2 left lanes in the shoulder are blocked. Lots of slowage through that area. Several friends of the program have sent us in that incident. If you see something you want to share with friends of the program, you do that by texting us 33986. Hoops Vision wants to help you focus. Call 877-30-LASIK or hoopsvision.com.
Oh, and another update from our listeners. In Logan, the foxes have returned to their enclosure, and they're both fine.
Good.
So that's good.
So they are no longer foxes on the run?
What does the fox say?
Oh, I went even older than that. There's a song by Sweet called Fox on the Run.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Adults. Okay, let me just click on that, and then I'll have the story, I'm sure. Here it is. There we go. Police are calling on parents to grow up after a violent fight broke out at a youth baseball game near Denver, Colorado. Parents and coaches were unhappy with a call made by the 13-year-old umpire
13
during Saturday's game, according to Lakewood Police Department. They stormed the field and began punching each other as the 7-year-old players looked on.
These are horrible people.
We were disgusted, quite frankly, Lakewood Police spokesman John Romeo told HLN on Wednesday. Baseball and 7-year-old kids. It's the parents that need to grow up here. That's the saddest part. The police department said several people have been cited for disorderly conduct. Multiple injuries were reported, and one person had a serious bodily injury. Officers are still seeking any available information about the night. The police want the video out so people know that something like this is not okay. You wouldn't think you'd have to show a video to people to let them know this kind of thing isn't okay.
You'd think.
In the video, you can see children running off when the fight breaks out because they're scared. These are parents and coaches, people they're supposed to look up to, people that are supposed to be their mentors, and then this type of thing happens, Romero said. Boner candidate number 3, adults.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
So boner candidate number 1, no one's getting a straight answer. This woman who, and one other thing about the story. So this guy comes home and he finds this woman in his house, and she can't really explain why she's there except to pet the dogs, which she claims are hers. By the way, so when the police arrested her, she had another man's ID and some possessions with her. So it's like she's maybe done this a couple of times.
Interesting.
Boner candidate number 2, well, how can we keep clean? Apparently the seniors at the place in Murray still don't have hot water. We got conflicting reports, but now it seems that they're quite.
They're being promised noon today.
Noon today, yeah. And boner candidate number 3, adults.
All right, here we go. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. If it wins here, it's not Boner of the Day yet. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. We'll take both of those winners and throw them both into Boner Dome At 9:20 this morning, that's when you'll decide boner of the day. Right now, you're picking the champion of round 2. All right, so choose wisely. 1, 2, or 3. Here we go. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text. Text it to 33986. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth, 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting, June 20, 2019, and vote there. You've got 300 seconds, so let's go. This is round 2. Southtown.
Yeah, Volkswagen Southtown. Festus and I have been driving this 2019 Golf Sport Wagon, and it's got all kinds of tech, aside from it just being good looking, which it is. It's got the active blind spot monitor. This is a little light on your rearview mirror that lets you know if there's like a motorcycle or something just out of your...
I love that feature.
Adaptive cruise control. So you set the speed you want to go to, and it will automatically speed up or slow down based on the traffic in front of you. You don't have to worry about tapping your brake if you're getting too close. And if you stop completely, like at a light or something, or someone slams on their brakes, if it's less than 3 seconds, it will resume for you, which is pretty cool.
That's interesting.
And they have a June offer now, $10,000 on a new car. You can go to Volkswagen Southtown and get up to 30% off MSRP. They have used cars up to 40% off their original MSRP. Just go in and see them. They're off 106 South, I-15. They're on the west side of the freeways where you find them, or you can always find them at VolkswagenSouthtown.com.
8:49, time to award round 2 of your boner.
And round 2 of the boner voting is brought to you by yet another dish of ham fried rice.
In part by that.
Yeah.
Also by Campos Coffee Roastery and Kitchen, serving their new spring breakfast and lunch menus featuring delicious contemporary food with a focus on light, fresh ingredients. Campos, more than just coffee, camposcoffee.com.
So boner candidate number 1, which was, no one's getting a straight answer from this woman who just wandered into a guy's apartment here and acted like, you know, it was her own. And boner candidate number 2, how can we keep clean? Seniors left without hot water for over a week, perhaps, at a complex, a senior living facility in Murray.
We're getting conflicting reports as to whether they have water yet or
whether
not.
they fixed the hot water yet or not. And boner candidate number 3, adults, parents brawling over a 13-year-old umpire's call at a Little League game. The players were 7. The umpire was 13. The adults were the ones beating the hell out of each other, scaring the kids. Rochelle won a Fat Cats gift card, and the winner of the voting, boner candidate number 3, adults.
There you go. That is the winner of round 2. It is now qualified to be boner of the day. It'll go up against winner of round 1's voting. We'll take both of those champions and throw them into Boner Fight 9:20 this morning. That's when you'll decide boner of the day.
Oh, man. So
We're,
maybe.
yeah, we're being threatened with a visit.
Well, so
I don't know if threatened is the right
so
word.
we've been working.
I'll come over there.
Don't make me come up to the Broadway Media Tower.
So we've been working on a new contract for quite some time. We kept doing extensions and extensions, and we think we have ironed it all out completely, but we haven't heard from the big man, the guy who really, you know, he controls it all. He makes us or breaks us.
D-Money?
Mr. Del Loy Hansen, the owner of not only us but other radio stations and all the soccer in this valley
And most of downtown.
Yeah, and he owns a lot of downtown, and he like apartment buildings that are going up everywhere, and the Wells Fargo building, and you know he's a fascinating guy, and he did all of that. I just would say, you know, he didn't just walk into that and have it handed to him.
He didn't have a father that
No.
gave him money. And
His dad worked for the state, I believe, as like a farm agent up in Logan, up in Cache Valley. His dad was just a working guy who worked for the government.
No, Mr. Hansen is a self-made man.
He certainly is. He started just up in Cache Valley, up in Logan. He at some point bought an apartment. I think he started managing an apartment complex, and it went from there. And he's certainly the wealthiest man, or one of the wealthiest men in Utah.
Well, that's all well and good.
He's a billionaire.
I hope we sign our contract and everything. However, I am here to remind him of a promise he made.
Oh, did you finish?
So
Okay.
last time we met with Mr. Hansen,
It's the only time we have talked to him personally about our contract.
yeah, we've been dealing with other
Intermediaries. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But he said, oh, you have to read this book. I think this should be required reading for everybody. It's called Homo Deus, and it's by Yuval Noah Harari, I think is
Harari, yeah. He's an Israeli philosopher.
And it's a sequel to Sapiens, which you're reading.
I've been
now.
reading. I guess I got the wrong one. Sapiens is the first. There are two
Yeah.
that kind of go together.
We were not instructed to read that one.
It was Deus, huh?
It was Deus, and Mr. Hansen said, "I'll give you $1,000 if you read that."
Yeah. And
So I ordered it that day.
Yeah.
And I sent him a text with a picture of it saying, "Can't wait to get my $1,000."
Now, the last update we had from you was on Monday or Tuesday. No, it was Monday that you said you were only
Plowing through it.
You were only halfway through.
Plowing through, because it's pretty. It's a pretty big book.
I want to. Can I get $500 for reading Sapiens? I
No,
wonder?
well, you can ask him.
I'm
I
going to
guess.
ask.
But
Sapiens is great, by the way. One of the most depressing books I've ever read. But
well, and this one's.
have you got it with you?
I set it out to bring it and I forgot.
Oh,
but
Gina, see, you're screwed now.
But no, I sent him a picture of it to show him that I had it. But it's depressing too. But it's also hopeful.
There's
in that
a hopeful note.
in that Bill, if you strive to be a god, things might be pretty good. We might live very, very well in the future.
I'll tell you, this guy Harari. I'm reading *Sapiens*, and I haven't quite finished it. He's brilliant.
Yeah,
he is a brilliant writer. He's you may not agree with everything he says, but he writes very clearly and simply too. It's not, it's a book of philosophy, but it's not gobbledygook, complicated, difficult to apprehend. It's very direct, and you know exactly what he means and what he's talking about.
Well,
so I'm going to ask for $500.
So allegedly, Deloy's going to be here around 9:30.
Yeah, and maybe we'll. And if he's not, I guess maybe we don't. Well, we'll still be working for him tomorrow because we have to go to Rio Tinto Stadium tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they're having a big blowout sale at the merchandise store.
The team store.
The team store at Rio Tinto. So you know where that is, 90th South out in Sandy.
Yeah.
And we'll be there doing our show from 6 to 10. And there will be other reasons to come. But you can come out and watch us do the show. And if you want to buy merchandise, there's a big
It's a
sale
good time
going
to
on.
stock up.
And I believe there will be other enticements for you to join us from 6 to 10 tomorrow.
Out at the stadium. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see if he shows up at 9:30. Or maybe he'll show up and just say, "See ya. Gotta go. Get out."
Well, if he doesn't show up, maybe we shouldn't do the show tomorrow.
He's a
at
busy
Rio
man.
Tinto.
Yeah, we'll see.
All lanes are blocked westbound I-215 approaching Union Park. This happened due to backups from the original crash at Union Park. So this is a whole other issue. Traffic is now backing toward 62nd South. Just massive trouble there this morning. Let's see. 10th North between 4th and 6th West. This is in Logan, by the way, but we have listeners up there. Will be closed at 3:30 p.m. today while the street division is making some road repairs there. Crash westbound I-80 at State Street, the on-ramp in South Salt Lake. Crash eastbound I-80 at Foothill Drive in Salt Lake. And plan ahead Centerville Friday morning. Crews are going to repave SR 106 Main Street Parish Lane intersection. East-west traffic will be closed to motorists for approximately 30 minutes. Use alternate routes to access I-15. Live at the Eccles presenting Jim James and the Claypool Lennon Delirium, coming to Eccles Theater Friday, June 21st. Tickets at liveattheeccles.com.
All right. We've got Boner Fight coming up. Stand by for that. Gina, Lightstream.
So you've got credit cards. You're pretty good about making your monthly payments, but your balance has gotten kind of high.
Who told you?
Well, it happened. And you want to free up some of that credit card space so you can maybe go on a vacation this summer or something. You need a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. It's an easy way to save hundreds and up to thousands of dollars and lower your interest rate all at the same time. Lightstream offers credit card consolidation loans from 5.95% APR. That's a lot lower than the average credit card interest rate, which can get like over 19%. No fees, and you may even be able to get your money as soon as the day you apply. If you're an X96 listener, you can get a special interest rate discount. Go to lightstream.com/X96. That's LIGHTSTREAM.com/X96. Subject to credit approval. Rate includes 0.50% auto pay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/X96 for more information. kind of a trick.
On this day.
But John Taylor's birthday today. He's 59.
Wow.
And what is so he's Duran Duran and Power Station, and what does he do in those bands?
Bass.
Bass player. So I'm a little confused, though.
Why?
Well, I wanted to hear Wild Boys
Right.
by Duran Duran.
Right.
And you said, no, that's nothing but drums. It's not, there's no, it seems to me that Some Like It Hot is kind of
There's a
almost
very
nothing but drums.
Very heavy bass line.
But it's lots of drums as well.
It is, but it's a very heavy.
I think Wild Boy.
There
I never
there
hear
is no
this.
bass in this
None.
song.
Zero.
Listen.
What's that?
All that
A little
is.
bit there. A little bit there. You're getting the name of the song wrong, though.
Isn't it Wild Boys?
It's Wild Boars. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Here, listen to it.
Huh?
It sounds a little different because of
Yeah.
British accents.
Yeah.
But it's Wild Boars.
I was not a Duran Duran fan in any sense
Well,
of the
you
word.
aren't a
except-
woman of a certain age.
Yes, I am. But I do like that song for some reason. I always like that one.
Notorious.
Really? Wow, you're good.
All right, let's see.
This is Gina's little game.
Please tell me now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is
The Snakes.
No, it's like the new one that nobody cared about that I can't remember the name of. Yeah, this one doesn't count. No,
This one doesn't count?
Why is that even in there?
All right. I don't know.
Because they were rock stars of a certain age.
Save a Prayer.
Okay.
Rio.
No, Hungry Like the Wolf.
Oh.
Oh,
This is
no,
Planet Earth.
You're
looking at Planet
New Moon on Monday. Ordinary World.
They
Okay.
did well for themselves, didn't they?
Girls on Film.
Girls on Film.
View to a Kill.
Power Station.
No. Union of the Snake.
Come on.
Yeah, you got it. That's it. Well,
Come on. Come undone.
it was a minor chart hit.
Who's that?
Bon Jovi.
Well, that's the name of it.
Well, there's way too much Duran Duran.
No,
in the
there's not
world.
enough.
Okay, one more. One more. And if you don't get this one, I'll be very disappointed in you.
Reflex.
Very good.
It's a lonely child.
It is?
Apparently,
that's the lyric.
none of their songs make any sense.
None of them make any sense. They
They
have
really
they
don't.
have no narrative. They,
I like Wild Boys.
Bill's not going to let us forget about Wild.
Wild Boars.
Wild Boys.
Wild Boars. All right, we will take a break. We will be back. Boner Fight is on the way. Stand by for that. Reasonable amount of news as well. And yeah, I see him. He's
Oh.
here. He's here.
Oh.
Standing right behind you. Right behind you. All right, take a break. We will be back. Grove.co/X96. That's the website. And do the /X96 to get the deal that I'm going to tell you about. Grove, what they do is they make these natural products. Things like, there's so many chemicals and all the stuff. And Grove gets together all in one place on their website. Natural products, things that have less chemicals in them or no chemicals at all, depending. Sunscreen. Did you know you could? Mosquito repellent.
Yeah.
Window cleaner. Laundry detergent. Things like non-toxic dish soap. Plant-based skincare. Tree-free paper towels. I mean, you get the idea. They help you have access all in one place on their website. You can easily choose the healthiest products for you, your family, and the planet. Grove delivers all these natural brands like Mrs. Meyer's, Seventh Generation, Burt's Bees. It's all in one place. You don't have to go from store to store to get the different ones. Now, there's a great deal that they are offering right now. If you try Grove now before the summer ready offer runs out for a limited time, our listeners get a 5-piece cleaning set from Mrs. Myers and Grove, a free 60-day VIP membership, and a free cleaning kit just for you when you sign up and place an order of $20 or more. So check out Grove and the special offer at grove.co/x96. Got to do the /x96 to get the deal. That's grove.co, not com, /x96.
I guess we're not going to do news right now.
Not a reasonable.
Well, this is
amount of
this is news.
Well, this I get.
It's a newsworthy event.
We'll get to Boner Fight eventually.
So we were unclear as to whether our contracts had really been officially assigned and approved. But I guess it's either officially true that we are now on for another 2 to 3 years, or this man has come into the studio to tell us we're done.
Well, I come in bearing good news.
Yes.
That I have a declaration here that all three of you will need to sign.
Uh-oh.
And it's called, I'll read the declaration. It's written on paper parchment.
Wow.
Like the Declaration of Independence. Somebody spilled coffee on part of it, so that part you'll just have to live with. But it states, Radio from Hell, Broadway Media, June 20th, 2019. In bold letters, 3 more years. Now, whether that means endurance or blessing, we'll all watch how that plays out. Let it be known that on this, the 20th day of June of the year 2019, he's writing in letters I can't read, that Broadway Media and Radio from Hell agree to tolerate each other for 3 more years. This will require your John Hancocks. And I will affirm mine to this.
Okay.
And at the bottom it says, just for legalese, this document and associate signatures mean absolutely nothing. So, like a lot of good legalese, at the bottom we have all the pomp and ceremony, and then we just mitigate it. But I do as I sign, and I'll sign
Here
now.
you go. Oh, it's in Sharpie.
Okay. And it will be, I have my Sharpie.
That's
and
permanent.
I do have a very large, bold signature, similar to John Hancock's.
I guess so.
So I'll hand Bill the pen next, and he can now sign his life in blood. There's a little spot here for pricking your finger and putting blood next
Are
to
we
it.
going to give these pens away? They're prizes now.
They will. We'll bring the staff in, and we'll ask who has been the most loyal Radio from Hell.
They get the
We'll
pen?
hand them
Okay.
The Sharpie.
All right.
Kerry was the one that we thought was the big holdout. He's always holding out for kind of that labor union more money, but finally he succumbed.
I just wanted a tire swing to That's all I wanted.
Well, we went and got one of those big tractor tire swings and put it in your backyard.
Perfect.
Nobody can move it unless you have a forklift.
right.
So.
Now, I had a question for you, Mr. Hanson. We had signed another document as well, and one of them you signed, you drew a little face next to your signature. I was looking for it, and I couldn't find it. I was going to post it online.
It was a smiley face, I think.
It was like a little self-portrait or something.
Oh, self-portrait, no. I think I was painting you, because if it had a lot of hair, it had to be you, not me.
But it was kind of just a Delroy Hanson and then a little face there. It was interesting. It's
got to bring a little comic relief to the game.
I'm glad we could work stuff out. And
we like what we do here, and we like working for you, and thank you for making it all happen.
Well, this is iconic, meaning I take a huge amount of pride that here in the Salt Lake radio market, Radio from Hell stands alone. It's the longest running program. It represents a very important viewpoint in the community. We need counterweights to a lot of the what I consider the non-progressive status quo that doesn't let us progress. We challenge things that bring more people under the tent, makes democracy and our state and nation more thorough, looks out for the poor. In fact, I've heard that you're sponsoring 1,200 Subway sandwiches today in the park out at Pioneer Park. 11 o'clock.
Yeah. I'll be out at Pioneer Park.
So I think it's great things that kind of show just that commitment that there's a whole society, not a society that kind of sits at the top, but we've got a whole society that needs health care, that needs support for housing, needs senior housing. And I think Radio from Hell can be that vehicle that, while it's humorous and we're having fun, we're also very committed to a point of view that society has to be progressive and inclusive. And so I thank you for carrying that point of view forward.
It's a pleasure. Tomorrow, we'll be with you again. We're going to be out at Rio Tinto. There's a big sale at the team store.
That's true. We do need to move that merchandise. This contract is not cheap. Anywhere I can save $1 and bring it in, I can guarantee your wages more thoroughly.
Okay.
So
we're happy to help.
All of those helpful things do contribute to the wage, the ability to pay the wage.
Okay.
So, but it's I just want everyone to know it's a really honor for me to be able to claim the affiliation with the three of you and the program that you've built and truly own in your hearts. It's not just a program, it's a program you believe in, something that to keep three partners together for any length of time is amazing. And the three of you have created a partnership that's uncanny in radio.
We've all been
Uncanny.
together longer than we've been married to anybody. So.
It's true.
That's great. Well, hey, I want to thank you for the time today and look forward to 3 more years of challenging the status quo.
Okay, we'll do it.
Keeping me as close to the FCC reporting as you can get without getting the FCC calling me.
Okay, we'll try
And
that.
just making sure that as we see things in society that can be better, we're going to champion that.
Absolutely.
All
And,
right.
and that should be the mantra that we go forward with, the Radio from Hell program. And I'm just grateful to be with you. So thank you.
You got it.
Thank you,
Take care.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, can we wish Kayvon, the
It's
manager?
Kayvon's birthday.
Absolutely.
It's his birthday today.
We couldn't have done a lot of this without Kayvon. He was
Absolutely.
Oh, we could have, but it would have been a lot harder. I mean, let's not give him too much credit. Come on.
But happy birthday to Kayvon, the
Yeah.
CEO, the manager, the guy who runs the day-to-day
He's done an amazing
operations.
job in as radio transforms and how we use it in a digital society. Kayvon's been really good helping us get there.
Happy birthday, Kate.
Thanks.
All right, birthday. Thank you.
Thank you,
Take care,
Deloy.
guys.
Always a
Thank you,
pleasure.
Kayvon.
We'll see you.
All right, we will take a break. We'll come back with a reasonable amount of news and boner fights and all of that. So stand by.
So he took the proclamation with him. I don't
Uh-oh.
know.
Get that from him.
You gotta go.
We need a
frame
copy of
it
that.
and-
Yeah.
All right, Salt Lake Gaming Con.
Yes.
Who has? I thought you had copy.
Oh, I don't.
Someone-
But I know it's.
Well, we can talk about Brooklinen instead if you'd like.
Yeah, no, but I don't. I just thought it was you.
No, I don't have that. Brooklinen.com. The promo code is Jackson. That's how you get the deal I'm going to tell you about. And I love my Brooklinen sheets. And now the warmer weather is here. Maybe it's time to switch up your sheets and duvets to something a little bit more breezier, lightweight, soft. It's in the title, the newest linen collection. Beautiful assortment of colors. Brooklinen's got 35,000 plus 5-star reviews, more than any other online bedding company. 500,000 happy sleepers and counting. They are just terrific.
You made me get some.
Yeah, it's in their name, so you know it's good. Brooklinen's newest linen collection. It's amazing. I couldn't recommend their products more for graduates, newlyweds, friends, family, treating yourself to a bedroom upgrade that you deserve. Brooklinen.com with an exclusive offer just for our listeners. Get 10% off and free shipping when you use the promo code Jackson, Jackson, at brooklinen.com. They are so confident in their product. All of their sheets, comforters, and towels come with a lifetime warranty. But the only way to get 10% off and free shipping is to use the promo code Jackson at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com, and the promo code Jackson. These really are the best sheets ever.
have to write a report
A one-page report.
if I want my $1,000.
Now, he didn't say that in the original pitch.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Did he?
Yeah, I remember that.
I thought he just said, "You read that book, I'll give you $1,000."
No, I do remember him saying that.
Well, you could go on. You could go online and find somebody else's.
Well, I could write
page, and copy and paste it. He wouldn't know.
Gina,
I could
it should
write
take
one.
you 10 minutes. It should take you 10 minutes to do.
I should, huh? I just haven't had homework in a long time. But usually you don't get $1,000 for homework.
If only.
We always did in my family.
Because I'm betting he'll be out at Rio Tinto tomorrow because we're doing our show out there. So if I write it today and I present him with a report tomorrow,
He says he has $1,000 in his wallet at all times.
I'm sure he does.
I want to do it just to see if he has $1,000 in his wallet.
Gina, you don't get $1,000 for homework. The rewards you reap from homework will last a lifetime.
Shut up.
We will get to boner fights coming up here in about 5 minutes. So before that, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by...
Get a home equity line of credit from Cyprus Credit Union. For a limited time, receive an introductory rate of 3.99% APR for the first 6 months. Visit your local branch and go to cypruscu.com.
All right.
As the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Utah, Spencer Cox's duties include making calls on election complaints, including ensuring compliance with campaign finance law. But as a candidate for governor, he has announced that he will essentially recuse himself from any complaints or controversies involving the race or his candidacy.
Oh, yeah.
As a safeguard to ensure the integrity of the elections office.
Not like the guy in Virginia.
Yeah. Instead, those matters will largely be left up to former Lieutenant Governor Gail McKechnie, who has agreed to act as a neutral third-party arbiter if anything comes up. However, Cox will make a final decision in accord with his official responsibilities outlined in the state law. State code says the election officer shall render all interpretations and make all initial decisions about controversies or other matters arising under his elections chapter. So even if somebody else makes the determination, he has to be the one to say, yes, that's the case, and sign off on it. Well, Justin Bieber almost was a boner candidate today. Maybe I should save him for tomorrow.
Again.
He gave his manager for his birthday, I think, a photo of himself, shirtless, with his hand down his pants, grabbing his crotch.
Happy birthday.
Here you go, buddy. You've earned it.
Yeah. His manager, his 38th birthday party for his manager, Scooter Braun, which went down Tuesday night at the posh San Vicente Bungalows in West Hollywood. Along with Bieber, the party was attended by Scooter's other famous friends. Usher and Katy Perry and Ashton Kutcher and Scooter's wife, Yale.
Scooter found someone to marry him?
The big surprise of the evening was when Bieber presented the gift to Scooter. A giant framed shirtless picture of himself in the photo. Bieber is showing off his famed Calvin Klein undies and has his hand stuffed down his pants. It reads, "Happy birthday, Scooter. You're welcome. I'm awesome." And this story, I tweeted this story so that you could see the picture. A man staying at a ski lodge in Tasmania had the scare of his life when he witnessed a massive huntsman spider devour a tiny possum.
Oh, I saw the photos of this.
The man's wife, Justine Latin, shared photos of the horrifying moment on Facebook, which show the spider clinging on to the hotel door with the tiny possum in its mouth. You go to @RFHBill.
Nope.
You can
No, I'm
read the
not.
story and see it. Justine tells People magazine her husband Adam was staying at a very rustic ski lodge at Mount Field National Park. She says that these little possums, they're pygmy possums, so it's not like a big, but it's still it's like a size of a mouse or
Rat, probably, is what it looked like.
They're quite common in the area, and the spider just saw an opportunity and went for it. It's one of the biggest huntsman spiders he'd ever seen, Justine said of her husband, adding, Tasmanian pygmy possums are the smallest of.
But still.
This one was about the size of a large walnut.
But still.
But these huntsman spiders, and there are apparently a lot of them on Tasmania, they will sometimes take a lizard or a small frog, but animals are not usually their diet. They usually eat other spiders, other bugs. But the spider, apparently these spiders are quite shy. They're not aggressive in the slightest, so it's very rare for a human to get bitten by them. They do have fangs and they do have some mild venom, not terribly poisonous, but if a human encounters one of these huntsman spiders, the spider is likely to run away as fast as it can.
Well, you tell me that, but I don't believe it.
Yeah, no, they're not just hanging around waiting to menace you.
Yes, I think they are. I think
I-
that's their sole purpose for living.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm just hanging out, waiting for someone to menace. All right, by request. Here we go. Ready?
He's the huntsman.
Eating possums is his crime. Yeah, see, you screwed it up.
I didn't know you were going to do it.
That's what I'm doing.
Do it again.
No, it's too late. Moment's gone.
Moment's gone.
And do we still have a little time here?
Yeah, just one quick one.
Let me do this story then. Oh, that's too long. How about? Oh, yeah, let's mention Avengers Endgame again.
Okay.
Getting its re-release to in a bid to dethrone Avatar. Is that? And I guess that is simply the reason they're doing it.
That's why they're doing it.
Marvel Studios will give Avengers Endgame the push that it likely needs in the bid to surpass Avatar as the all-time worldwide box office champ. By reissuing the movie, it will have some bits of additional footage. At a press junket for Spider-Man Far From Home, Marvel chief Kevin Feige told comicbook.com that the 3-hour film would be re-released with one deleted scene and also a few new things at the end of the movie.
So you can justify going to see it again. Well, I have to. I got to catch.
You know, and he says we're wanting to lure people back into the theater. We got 44 million. I believe.
Yeah. 44 million left to go.
44 million to beat Avatar.
That's all you need. Come on, folks. We can do it. Let's help Disney.
Yeah, they need it.
All right.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, the winner from round 1 going against the winner from round 2. This is going to be difficult. They're both good candidates. Number 1, I was just doing my job. A 72-year-old Walmart greeter, when he's checking a guy's receipt, the guy's leaving the store, he said, "Oh, you didn't pay for it doesn't look like you paid for the Gatorade there." And the guy just cold-cocked the 72-year-old man, just punched him out. Mm-hmm. Going up against number 2, which was adults, all of these so-called adults getting into a brawl at a Little League game over a call made by a 13-year-old umpire. The Little League players, are 7-year-olds. These adults are fighting like it's a brawl, serious injuries at the fight. So that's number 2.
All right, there you go. You've got to decide of these two candidates, which one is the worst, which one deserves to be boner of the day. 1 or 2. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text. Text it to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight, June 20, 2019, and vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. You got less than 300 seconds, so here we go. This is Boner of the Day. All right, Salt Lake Gaming Con.
Yeah, returns June 27th through the 29th at the Salt Palace Convention Center. They've got esports, board games, pinball, Nerf battles, RPGs, and cosplay. And I know they're going to have more pinball machines than they've ever had. They're just a whole area, just dozens of pinball machines that you can play.
Katie's really into pinball. She likes it.
So you can play over 1,000 games for free at Gaming Con. This is, again, June 27th through the 29th. Test your skills in tournaments for Mario Kart, Fortnite, Apex, Smash Brothers, and more. And also huge gaming exhibits from Microsoft, GameStop, and the U.S. Army. Because a lot of those skills the Army wants. Mm-hmm. You can meet celebrities, voice actors, including Jason Mewes, Richard Epcar, and many more. Single-day passes start at just $20. A 3-day pass is just $40. Don't miss Salt Lake Gaming Con at the Salt Palace. You can get your information, more information, and tickets by going to saltlakegamingcon.com. Gina Barbieri sent out tweets.
I do.
I'm going to make a note of that.
All right. Boner of the day brought to you by
Honda Giant, Stockton 12 Honda in Sandy. Find your Honda at stockton12honda.com.
All right, it's time to announce the winner. And it was a very close vote. One vote separates the two candidates. We had number one, was just doing my job. 72-year-old Walmart greeter clocked in the face by a disgruntled customer. Going up against number two, adults brawling Little League parents fighting in front of the kids over a call made by a 13-year-old umpire. And the players are all 7 years old or so.
Just amazing.
So which one do you think edged out the other by one vote? You care to predict?
I want to say the kids, the baseball bat.
Yeah.
You would be correct. The baseball brawl. Boner candidate number two wins Boner of the Day.
Boner of the Day for June 20, 2019. Now, we're on location tomorrow, but I guess Dave the Flower Guy will come in and proclaim Boner of the Week anyway.
Carlin will be here so he can let him in.
Generally, that's what happens. So
We'll be out at Rio Tinto Stadium. Their team store is having a big sale. And
we'll be there at 6, and there will be other reasons, I'm sure, for you to come out and say hi, but buy stuff from the team store. But coming up today, 11 a.m., so in about an hour from now, I, Bill Allred, join me as he broadcasts live at Pioneer Park. That's me, him.
You?
11 to 1. Local Subway restaurants are partnering with Rescue Mission Salt Lake to provide 1,200 sandwiches. That's 1,200 sandwiches to serve to people in need for the 11th annual Day of Giving event. There will be free haircuts, people there offering people jobs, and information about rehabilitation programs if you have drug or alcohol problems, and much more. So come and see us take part in the awesome event to give back and help those in need. You can come by and help, or if you are in need of some of those services. And, we shouldn't presume that no one who is homeless doesn't listen to the show. I mean, I'm sure that there are people who are homeless or close to being homeless who listen to the show. So Pioneer Park today. Pioneer Park is at 350 South, 300 West. So I'll be there from 11 to 1. Come on by.
Cool.
Okay.
I gotta go. I got a book report to write.
I forgot to ask him if I could get 500 for reading *Sapiens*. He's read that one too. This is our boss, Deloy Hansen. He's
my favorite part of when Deloy visits is I get to see employees that I thought were long gone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they come out of the
and then
woodwork.
they come out of the woodwork when Deloy shows up. See, I work. I'm
Hey, look at me.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
that does happen.
Yeah. Oh no, they were all congregated out
You
there.
guys are never here at 9 o'clock in the morning.
I'm looking out the window and it's like all the he does still work here.
Yep.
I haven't seen him for years. Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's a fascinating man to talk to and to be around. He's another thing about him. I don't know if you've ever heard him do it or seen him do it. He speaks pretty much flawless Spanish.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Now I need to hear that.
Yeah, he just immediately he can just switch to Spanish and
that's bueno. See,
yeah,
I can do it too.
He went on a mission to Spain many years ago.
Oh, okay.
And he loves that country, and he loves generally Latino people in general. He's very, very. I mean, part of what he's done building all those soccer fields on the west side of town, that's to serve that community.
I was going to say, now that I think about it, and his players too.
Yeah, and I mean it's very handy. There are a lot of Latin Spanish-speaking players in Major League Soccer, and did you see that he gave them all raises, all of his the team in general. They brought the salary level up higher.
Oh.
It was I forget how much they brought it up, but just the total amount paid to player salaries was he boosted this year. And that doesn't mean everybody got the same amount.
No.
It just means that in general, the salary level went way up.
Well, there's no time to go into it.
No.
There's a salary cap, and so you have to try to make everything work within that cap. And you have to.
You can only pay so much to the team as a whole.
Let's do the promo and get out of here.
On Friday's Radio from Hell show,
We will be broadcasting live from Rio Tinto Stadium.
But that doesn't mean that we won't be answering the best or meh question of the week.
So make sure you send us your questions to radiofromhell@x96.com.
and as always, there will be more for Friday's Radio from Hell show on X96. There's always more.
Always.
Okay, I got homework.
Well, all right. You'll get to it.
It should be really hard to write a one-page.
I don't have time.
Like I said, just cut and paste from somebody on the internet.
Muhammad's got a soccer tournament today.
Could somebody get Gina the Cliff Notes for Homo Deus? Get her the Cliff Notes. She can just crib from that.
Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
I want my $1,000.
Corey is